Then on the strand, with steeds and treasure and armor, their roomy and ring-dight ship was heavily laden. High its mast rose over Hrothgar's hoarded gems. A sword to the boat guard Beowulf gave, mounted with gold. On the mead bench, since he was better esteemed, that blade possessing heirloom old. Their ocean keel boarding, they drove through the deep, and Daneland left. A sea-cloth was set, a sail with ropes firm to the mast, the flood timbers moaned. Nor did wind over billows that wave-swimmer blow across from her course. The craft sped on, foam-necked it floated forth o'er the waves, keel firm-bound over briny currents, till they got them sight of the Geatish cliffs, home-known headlands. High the boat, stirred by winds, on the strand updrove. Helpful at haven the harbor guard stood, who long already for loved companions by the water had waited and watched afar. Yes, indeed. And with that video, we are brought in and ready to go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Arvanauts. Welcome, everybody, to a Tuesday stream. It is May 21st, 2024, and it is the final Tuesday before ArvCon 2024. Boop, boop, boop. That's right, ArvCon 2024. You will not want to miss it. It's going to be amazing. But today we have the epic conclusion of the Hermit Sanctuary, Beowulf, Age of Heroes, the Hermit Sanctuary with the amazing TariToons. Very excited to see how Runesild manages this monster that she's managed to wake up. That should be an interesting time. But before we get there, just a couple of reminders about ways to support us on the channel. If you haven't done so already, please follow us on the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube. And if you're watching me over on YouTube, welcome. Thank you for your support. Thank you, everybody, as well, for continuing to check out those shorts, both there and on the Gen GM's channel. We actually have our best video, or our most watched video with the most comments and likes and everything yet over on Gen GM, so that's very cool. Yeah, and I've got more shorts going up now, thanks to the power of Live Suing, who is now doing stuff for Gen GM's and my channel in terms of short videos. It's very cool. And so, yeah, join us over there for more awesomeness. Free for you to subscribe. It definitely helps us out here. If you haven't already done so, please join us on our Discord as well with !ArvCord, where you can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. Twitter is !ArvTweets. Blue Sky, !ArvSky. Hey, TomTom. Good to see you and sleep well when you go to bed. Thanks for your comments as well. Good to see you. !ArvSky is the blue sky. Website, arvanelloron.com. Financially, !Arv That is the merchandise area. We have stuff relating to Shire Adventures. We have stuff relating to our general Arvan Elrond channel. We have stuff, obviously, for Eberron, Oracle of War. And we will, I swear on all that is holy, that we will get merchandise up there soon for Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks. It has been a long slog, but we will get that soon. So you can get that. It will be lovely. Yeah, it really, like, the shorts have really done very well for us, Effect Life. We also have picked up on Gen GM's another, I think, 10 subscribers just from that video. It's bringing us up to now, I think, 50 subscribers. So that's really great. Gen GM's has done super well with the shorts. And so I'm kind of a believer. I'm hoping that the same thing happens with my channel as well as we continue to push more of those. I also have some stuff I've put on TikTok, but I don't think I understand what I'm doing on TikTok yet, because I don't think I've gotten any views on the TikTok stuff, and I think it's because I need people to follow it, or I need to follow. I don't know. I need to do a little more research. I've been a little busy with ArvCon prep, but I will look more into that in the weeks ahead. So we will see. Yes, the YouTube Shorts. In my channel, if you go to, or anybody's channel actually, you have like the regular videos, right? And then there's an area there that says live, and there's another area, another tab that says shorts. And if you go to that, you will see a bunch of those short videos. And I think you're right. They do get pushed a lot, but the thing is, these are not bot views either. They are views from people that do a lot of likes and people that do a lot of comments as well, which is something which is like a big thing. A small percentage of people always comment. Most people just like watch it and don't comment at all passively or whatever. So any of that is very cool. And both in my channel and on Gen GM's, the shorts have been doing pretty well. We've got some new ones up there, and I was able to schedule a bunch of them out through the weekend, basically. So we're going to have new content up there almost every day. I think with Gen GM's we alternated it, but with my channel, I think I have stuff going up every day. In fact, I think I had stuff go up not today, but tomorrow, I think. So anyway, bunch of stuff. So you can find that all on the YouTube over there. But anyway, so yes, we will get Expedition of the Mysterious Peaks up on that Arv shop area very soon. Arv Treon, exclamation point. Arv Treon is that Patreon, which is the thing which really is the financial backbone of the channel that has been, that has risen of late in the last week or so, which is great. And we hope that will continue. Of course, subbing to the channel is always very much appreciated and really helps us out. So please consider doing that as well to get those custom sub badges and Patreons and sub support also. Oh, which reminds me, by the way, that I need to make a note. Add inspiration to wholesome horror gaming and undeveloped Bruce. I need to do that because Echo gave tier 2 gift subs yesterday when we were doing our impromptu stream. And that's going to be important, theoretically, for folks coming up over the next few days, as we'll talk about in just a second. So subbing is very important. Hi, Geister. On the publishing side, exclamation point Icarus, that's my graphic novel from Atlas Arts. Exclamation point Library, that's my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library. My 5e Adventure and Sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And exclamation point, exclamation point, Gray Shade, which is my Gray Shade universe, my Gray Shade IP. Gray Shade and Renegade are the first 2 books in that series, critically acclaimed and award-winning. You can get those at that link right now. You can also get the audiobook of Gray Shade from our very own Trent Sparks at that link. You can also pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Gray Shade from our very own Brandon O'Brien and Alligator Alley Entertainment. That'll be out at the end of the year, so you can put in a pre-order now. And you can also pre-order Heretic, which is the final book of the Grey Assassin trilogy, coming out from the amazing Atlas Arts and edited by the amazing Emily Bell. That is going to be coming out in July. I am very excited for that. Final details are starting to come in on what the cover design is and what the cover is going to look like. So yeah, more on that on the way. So definitely you're going to want to check that out too. You will. Highly recommended. It is. It's highly recommended. That's really the key. We got to get that command up for Prince Justin. And pre-orders are love. Pre-orders are life. It is 100% true. And then, as always, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter. Important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And exclamation point Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we will do so for others in the future in similar situations. Now, quick note for all of you before I head over to introduce Tari. Just a couple of quick things. First of all, hi. First of all, just a reminder about what we've got coming up. So today we have got Beowulf. We're going to be finishing up with the Hermit Sanctuary, and then I'm going to be over at 4:15 p.m. Eastern over on GOG.com's Twitch channel for D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh as we continue that campaign and set up for what is going to be a very epic month to come in June regarding Ghosts of Saltmarsh, and actually later in the summer. And you may ask, well, why is that? Well, because as you know, Thursday we have more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That'll be a good time. We have an additional community D&D which has been added to the schedule. This is actually the first of 11 consecutive days of content on this channel, and it's going to start today. Then on Wednesday night we're going, actually 12, right? Because yesterday I did an impromptu stream. So 12 days. I forgot about that. That's right, Tom Tom. Hey, live suing. The video, everyone heap praise upon live suing, the master of video shorts, who is doing great work. Good to see you, live suing. So yeah, where was I? Yes. So great stuff is coming up with announcements regarding that. So Thursday we've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Friday is ArvCon. Remember, to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. So that is starting Friday night with Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks. We're going to be doing that on Friday. Then Saturday we have the scientists interview. I'm going to be doing my chat with the Damon Runyon scientists at noon Eastern. Then at 12:45 it's the Talisman Adventures finale. That's going to have a big announcement associated with it. You will not want to miss this, with the not just the Talisman crew, but also the D&D with GOG crew. So we are going to have Pyron Jade there. We are going to have Darksaber 2K there. We're going to have Wholesome Horror Gaming there. We are going to have Undeveloped Bruce there. And we're also going to have Inanda, who's in the Ghosts of Saltmarsh game, and Fleos, who's a regular guest. And you might say, well, why do you need all those people? That's an excellent question. And you will want to be part of this big announcement about stuff that is happening. It's very cool, and I am having a very hard time not talking about it. But I've been able to not talk about it yet, but it's going to be great. So you'll definitely want to be here for that Saturday. Then after that stream is over, then we will have the Star Wars one-shot with Johnny Pittman, Video Store Cowboy, GMing the scientists. Then we will have our... Oh, and I forgot Friday night also has Zach Clay doing one part of the concert. I need to remember that. Expedition for the Mysterious Peaks, and then he's doing his part of the concert because he won't be available on Saturday. So Saturday night, after we get through everything that I mentioned so far, we will then have the other two people in the concert, and that's Kilgore Trout and the return of Chrono Wolf, who is going to be back again, which is great. And then we'll have Community D&D to wrap up Saturday, a very busy Saturday of stuff. Actually, about 12 hours, I think, of content on Saturday. Sunday, we will have our marathon session of D&D with Infinity and Beyond, Eberron, Oracle of War. That will be another 8 hours as we wrap up the waiting game and get ready to move into part 13 of that campaign. And then on Monday, we will have the premiere of Dune at 3:30 p.m. We will have Eastern. We'll have the premiere of Dune, our brand new campaign, Dune Imperium Plans Within Plans. That will be GM'd by Video Store Cowboy, and it will feature some amazing players. Darcy Little Badger. It will feature Valerie Valdez. It will feature Zach Clay, and it will feature Brandon O'Brien. It's a great cast. So that's very cool. All of that is happening this coming weekend. And then Tuesday, I'm back here with Tari doing a game book illustration stream and then playing some Talisman, I believe, board game stuff that's to be announced over on GOG.com next Tuesday. So it's a lot. And then we have, I think, another community D&D game. So it's just a lot of content is what I'm saying. We got a lot of content coming up in the next couple of weeks. So I'm very excited about that. Did you hear about the French swimmer who like to swim for long distance in skimpy clothing? They like their marathons. Well done. Well done. That is impressive. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, so that's what's going on. All right, now I am going to unmute myself and apologize because I know Tari's been waiting a while. I had to get through a lot of announcements first. And then I'm going to unmute Tari, and then I'm going to head over to reveal, dun, 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 that TariToons is here and is ready to go and is ready to deal with a monster that Runesil did not totally just anti-stealth. That didn't at all happen. But it's good to see Tari. This is the first of 2 Tuesdays, Tari Tuesdays, that we've got coming in a row. So Tari, how are you doing? How's life in the universe? I apologize that it took a little longer. I had a lot of announcements about ArvCon to get through. So how's things with you? Wait, I'm not getting you. Wait a second. Yeah, you were muted, I think.
Hello.
There we are.
There I am. Hi. I made a horribly disappointing discovery these days. So as we just spoke about in the green room, and as past streams have revealed, I'm really badly in like a Metal Gear brain space currently. And I learned that apparently back in the late 80s, early 90s, I'm not sure, Konami had a series of choose your own adventure books based on their own games.
Really?
Yes. And one of them was a sequel to the first Metal Gear game for the MSX.
Wow.
which never got an English translation, and I'm so pissed because when I
Oh.
found out about that at first, I was like, my God, we have to do
Oh
this movie.
yeah, 100%. I would have done
But
that
yeah,
too.
no, there is no English translation that I could find. And even the Japanese version is like a highly sought after collector's item.
Wow.
Also, it looks like fucking garbage. It looks fucking terrible. It's amazing. I would have loved to read that.
It's just a lot of, so every time you have a death scene, everything is just snake, and then the next page snake, the next page snake, right? It's like
no. That came later in the series. No, in that one, Snake became an illustrator after leaving the military.
So wait, is this like this? Okay, this is like, right? This is like busted retired Snake. Like no one wants this. I mean,
like that's like his whole thing. Like he tries to retire over and over again, and then like the government keeps blackmailing
pulling him back in. Yeah,
back.
yeah,
yeah. And he's just like, dude, just leave me and my 50 dogs alone.
Exactly. I'm thinking I'm back. He really is he is an early version of John Wick. He really is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like kind of incidental, right? I mean, I've never seen John Wick, right? Because I'm not really into action movies. But like the whole series is like very inspired by 80s action movies, right? And like as far as I understand, like the John Wick series is like kind of like trying to pick up where that genre kind of left off and like kind of petered out, right? Like, oh, we are doing like classic action hero movies, but like with modern stuff instead, right?
Yep.
Kind of movies I don't make anymore.
Right. This is what Live Suing's talking about, like broken snake, tired snake, geriatric snake. Oh, and by the way, before we go on, Live Suing, happy birthday. I forgot to mention that's very important.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to the person who is not at all an evil genius in reverse. That's not at all the case. But happy birthday, Live. But yeah, that's true. So okay, so we can't do that until we get some kind person with a
it's like 500
tremendous fluency with Japanese who's willing to spend the time translating it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the government blackmails him. That never happens, Tom, right?
Like somebody needs to like translate all, because like a whole series of like old Konami games with like terrible sequels to their games, right? That would be God damn it. I'm so mad about it.
When not being mad, though, since I do want us to get into our fight, when not when not being mad, how's things otherwise, and who are you playing today?
I'm doing good currently, doing a bunch of gardening, preferably in the pouring rain, with a thunderstorm going off in the distance. So that's nice. Just I had to like sadly retire my rosemary shrub today.
Oh.
Which has served me well for my cooking endeavors, but alas, it did not survive this winter. So I tore it out today. It was so sad.
Oh.
The insects living in its roots were not happy.
You're like, and thus I decided I would kill more things around it. And
yeah. Well, I had to like I have like this whole section of my garden just like for herbs and stuff for cooking. But like the whole thing was like grown over with wild pansies. And it's like, I need to like kind of free up the stuff. So I had to like pull out all of these beautiful flowers that were growing everywhere, because like otherwise I would like start choking out my herbal garden, and that can't happen. So I need my herbs for cooking.
Yeah.
The thyme is like beautifully blooming currently, though. That's nice. The butterflies and the bees appreciate it.
That's cool.
Yeah. It also smells very good.
Yeah. That's true. That is true.
So that's nice.
And who are you playing today in the game?
I'm playing somebody who's amazing at sneaking.
Yeah.
Would never be discovered.
No,
like
never,
some kind of dumbass who would like fumble their sneaking check. I'm playing Runsild of Xanten, who is a very adventurous adventurer type, who likes to get a bit ahead of herself. Likes to a bit overestimate herself.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit. Not that she would ever admit that. But currently on a quest to vanquish the great evil that has been sealest belowest this island is. I'm
Until it
great at
was
speaking
released
at
this. Yeah.
Yeah, we found the hideout, found the boy that went missing, tried to
Yep.
save, and upon trying to sneakily sneak up to him, I horribly fucked up and woke the monster up, and that's where we left off last time.
Yeah, let me just roll that down so the chat can see. As you look on your screen chat, you'll see the last roll is in fact the stealth roll of double critical fails. It was about as classic as you were going to get when attempting to avoid waking up a terrible monster.
But we are all great and not at all bitter players here.
No.
We are all trying to fail forward, as they say.
Exactly.
Whoever made that term up, by the way?
Like, a person who failed a lot.
The person
who definitely was not someone not failing.
I did not make that.
It's definitely a person who was failing all the time. Was like, I'm doing it forward. That's what I'm doing.
One last small tangent.
Yes.
So my boyfriend finally started playing Baldur's Gate 3, and he just fails every skill check, every last one. It's hilarious. So I think he made the term up then.
So we're going to see about the fail. Okay, that's fair enough. I buy it. I mean, in this case, like, Runesild has had some good moments rolling wise, some not so good moments. There's definitely, in terms of, like, in basketball, there's a term called clutch moments, which is where the last 5 minutes of a game, if you're within 5 points, that's considered
holds onto their clutches.
Exactly. Then they clutch themselves. No, it's that, or they hit the pocketbook clutches. Yeah. No, clutch
Clutching
means
my
like
pearls.
they're like this right close to, like, it's a very close game, and like everything you do is under high pressure. So under the highest pressure situation, failing forward. That's what Runesild has chosen to do. So we were going to talk about the implications of that, because we're going to get into what's going to be a big combat session today, chat, after I tell you all to listen. A far-flung isle, mist-manacled, rune-deep, surrounded by the whale's way, a speck of footfall, firmly set. Upon a blue bright shield a stone boss boldly sits, battle-battered by billow maidens, ancient bearer of grave and grove. Home of bristle-backed boar, racked by wild winds keening, gulls wheeling screech its scopes, baleful-beaked eagles unlock their word hoard. Bitter brine, not balming beer, is lapped by that weird-wrought isle. Once a holy held place, a blessing not bane to honest kin. In hearth of deep-dwelled slaughter, its leavings glut the gray-cloaked wolf, gorges the black raven's bent beak, feast-giver for Woden's greedy birds. Moon-bleached, snow-skinned, shield-breaker, blood-drinker, a pale scabbard for a sword host of battle, bold warriors. Hardened hearth troop wreak their craft, battle lights sing but do not sever. Blood embers swing, harmless their hewing, no war sweat stricken from war needles striking. Forge fired handiwork of smiths have no power present there. Weird unraveled, blades bite dulled, fates weave woe in warp and weft, and critical stealth fail forward felt. Okay, I made that last part up. Anyway, so yes, that is where we are, chat. And actually, one of the reasons that I always start with that is because that poem has specific resonances with this, the fact that it makes reference to this creature that cannot be attacked normally by weapons, the fact that it makes reference to all of the creatures that it has gorged upon, that there is something part of a prophecy that is mixed in there too. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's associated with it, which is why I like to start with it. And it should be mentioned, as I put up our Cave of Time little info here, we are inside the darkened cave of this creature. It's just the name of the song. This creature, this monstrous cave. And it has taken quite a bit for Runesild to finally track down what was going on. essentially, to summarize, as Runesild has discovered it, apparently, when the tower which is above this cave, when the stones from the tower were removed to repair the outer walls of the Hermit's sanctuary, that is what cut down the magic that was holding the creature in place, and what has apparently allowed it to, as you can see from your map there on the screen, everybody, break free of its chains and then come forward to enact its terrible toll upon the people above. And in fact, I think I have somewhere... I thought I had a picture of him. Wait a second. Is it? Yeah, there it is. Right there. And you can see now Runesild has already had an encounter with this creature once. And found it very difficult to defeat it because it was not affected by weapons. In fact, those things you see on its back are weapons that are stuck in the folds of its blubbery skin. And so Runesild kind of knew that there was going to have to be something sort of different to approach this creature. But just as she was about to try to track it down and figure out those details, Edgar, the boy that had helped her from the very beginning, disappeared. And she managed to track him down to this cave, this darkened cave, barely lit by the flickering lantern light, and the creature's home territory. She has found a badly hurt Edgar, not dead, but badly hurt, barely able to kind of breathe or move, but sort of awake and conscious enough to look terrified as she was walking towards the boy, she, quote, kicked a pebble, which then led to kicking a stone, which then led to...
Suddenly Donald Duck.
And suddenly, right, exactly. Suddenly it was suddenly yakety sax is what it was. And the creature awoke and stared balefully at her as it got to its feet. And so this is where we now find ourselves. Now, a couple of notes just for all of our sakes. One is that this creature, this is not the exact same circumstance as what they found before when she lost to the creature. For one thing, since that time, Runesild has been able to track down this artifact known as the Serpent's Cross, something which originally belonged to the Hermit, that is the sort of... technically the head of this island, and something which is also carved in various stones that Runesild found all around the island. So there is this Serpent's Cross. What that's going to do, she doesn't know, but that it exists. The second is that her followers are about a turn behind her. So as the creature sort of rises to its feet, the followers, she has a few followers that are going to come along as well and hopefully help with this process. That said, she's facing a creature which was apparently invulnerable to her weapons previously with a badly injured kid. So I'm just going to say one last thing and then I'm going to hand it over to Runesild. I'm going to give you a chance to get basically one action, Tari, for Runesild before I ask everyone to basically roll initiative here. And that is, I just wanted to mention that I encourage you to look at all of the stuff around you as available options. I know about the Serpent's Cross. There are also these chains that you can see on the ground that the creature escaped from. There are also these pillars in the room. In fact, let me see if I actually describe this place. Yeah, I think I basically did. That there is this groaning of the bones of the earth. This chamber is about 100 feet across. It's held up by tall pillars of stones, which appear to be stalactites and stalagmites that have met over the eons. They are carved with whorled knots, and interlacing serpents, and there's some kind of rot which has eaten away these stone pillars, and some of them seem perilously unstable, with time-eaten holes written right through their bulk. So having given you all of that information, I'm going to give you a chance to do one thing, and then we're firing up the initiative, and we're going to see how we roll.
Okay, so the people who are with me and like back in the tunnel.
Yes.
That's Guy, Ibn Galib,
yep.
And the provisioner.
Yes, the one who came along reluctantly. Yes, that's right.
Okay. I did have a torch, but I think I put it down when I entered the room, right? Like I put it on the floor.
That's right, which means you can barely see over here. That's right.
Well, but I do see the exit, so that's nice.
Well, yes.
Okay. Then Edgar. Can I see what he is bound with? Like he's tied up, right? Or is he just leaning against the pillar?
He's not tied up. He is just sort of leaning against the pillar. The issue with him seems to be, will he be able to move? Because he looks exhausted, terrified, and hurt, but he's not bound from what you can tell.
So I wouldn't have my weapon drawn currently, right?
I don't think. I think you said you didn't. Yeah, because you were being careful to get across the room.
Right. In that case, as soon as I hear something moving in the pit,
because it's
I would basically leap forward, try to grab the boy, and dash back to the tunnel entrance.
Okay. I think you can maybe leap forward and grab the boy. We'll see if you can get back to the tunnel entrance. Let me have you make... let's have you make... I think he's light enough that I don't need to have you make a strength check, but a dexterity check I think I do. If you have acrobatics, I would take that also.
Of course I have acrobatics.
I mean, naturally. I mean, why wouldn't you have acrobatics?
Please.
I live acrobatics. My name's
Well,
acrobatics.
she does.
Rune-sealed acrobatics. That's my name.
Outstanding. That's another natural one.
So you're like,
great at this.
you leap forward. You leap forward dramatically, and something happens on the way there.
I hit my head on the pillar.
Almost. Yeah, you basically sort of slide to a halt. You're not prone, but you're on one knee, and you bang into the pillar. Now, I want to mention, you're not going to take any damage from that, but I do want to mention that as you do that, a shower of stone and, sand and dirt and everything rains down from the pillar. And you hear this from somewhere above you where it's being held. So now I'm going to ask you, please, to give me a little thing we like to call initiative. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to move that up. Absolutely. Oh, look at that. Well, at least you're freaked out, and thus the initiative isn't working. Let's get some combat music for this.
I'm very fast at failing today.
Let's see. No. Much too happy. Let's go with this one. Yeah, that's better.
I would like to request "Can't Stop Me Now." Don't Stop Me Now from by Queen.
Don't stop me now. We're gonna have a good time. Thinking about it. That's it. I love the image that that's the case, but what ends up happening is it's actually the monster. Don't stop me now. This is getting up to walk towards you. Okay.
This is like some late MCU kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Right. Some
very late.
Guardians of the Galaxy kind of shit.
It needs more cello, Geister. Really. Okay. Let's see.
My favorite early medieval instrument, a cello.
Maybe it's a oh man, the equivalent. I'm trying to think. There was an older bowed stringed instrument, but
there's a bunch of those.
No, I know, but I'm saying that was in it was somewhat larger. It was in the cello department. I don't think. Yeah.
I'm not an expert on instruments, I have to say.
Okay, let's see. So, right.
Contra liar. I don't know. Biggest liar.
You liar. Okay. Great. All right. Well, so rolled reasonably well, but not well enough, I don't think. Let's see. Oh, yeah. No. No, it did not. Okay. So you're going to have this first round is going to be without the benefit of your followers because they are not there yet. But you will be able to do what you like. You are going to go first. So you're going to have the opportunity to act before anything else. So you were sitting by, Edgar's side. As I mentioned, Edgar is terrified. The creature is, it's basically large enough that it's going to be able to probably reach you from many areas around here. So you have to decide how you want to proceed. Hey, Wispy.
So it's my turn first because I'm the only one in the turn order.
That's right. That's true. I guess I can give you.
Yeah, no, same plan. I tried to grab the boy and run for it.
I guess I've never done this before with this.
No initiative. You can't move on.
There we go. That was in case you're curious. Oh no, it was not that. It was this, but still. Regardless,
first
1 and 2.
0, so I was like, haha, he can't move. Outstanding.
He can't even function. Okay. All right. So what would you like to do? What did you say?
Same as before, try to grab the boy and run for it.
Okay, so you can grab the boy. Definitely, you can pick him up. Although, as you do, and you can see that probably if you had to guess, his leg is broken. And so he's in a bad way. I would like you to make for me, please, a medicine check. Runesoul.
Yeah, because I'm so great at those. A 6.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm distracted right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Also low
I guess
light.
what I would that's true too. What I would say though is, you can feel you can feel that the boy is covered in sweat and also is very hot. You would guess maybe feverish. He's in a bad way, and he let out a massive yelp of pain as you picked him up. You don't know exactly what's happening with him, but you're not 100%. I mean, you don't know exactly what it is because of this medicine check. It's fair to say, though, that you're not sure that he's going to make it if you just run with him. He's in very bad shape.
Well, he's screaming. That means he is alive. We run.
He is currently alive. That's true. Okay, now, if you're going to run with him, as I say, he is not... so he's not super heavy, but you are going to be slowed down a bit. What's your speed normally? Would it be 30, I guess?
C.
Okay. So you're going to be able to move at, I would say, 2/3 of that, so 20. But you have to take part of you have to double move if you're going to do this, and you've got to pick him up with part of it since you did bang into a pillar 3 seconds ago. So
but that was before my turn.
Yes, that was before your
that.
turn, but it wasn't a minute before your turn. It was about 10 seconds before your turn.
6
so
seconds.
no, because that was you know, that was before combat began. So I would say that you can probably get to about here, roughly speaking, if you want to go double move it and go full out.
Yeah.
So go ahead and move wherever you would like him, or like yourself,
how
rather.
far can I move?
So like a little bit less than that, probably like about there, where I'm pinging. Yeah. All right, and then you're bringing him along.
My God, I'm like so fucking brain fried. So Metal Gear Solid 5, right? Specifically in Ground Zeroes, right? When you go rescue Chico.
This is beyond where I've played, so.
You have to carry a lot of people in that game, right? And like the way Big Boss does it is by slinging them across his shoulders, basically, like
right.
One arm here and then one leg here, and like holds them like this, so that he has like technically one hand free to like shoot people with one gun while he holds on like this.
Okay.
He can only use one-handed weapons, though, in that case. So that's basically what
I see. That's what you're trying to do. Okay.
So that I can still CQC bitches.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, well, so
somebody please put me out of my misery.
What this creature? Well, he's gonna work on it. So let's see. He is going to. Interesting. Okay. So what he is going to do is he stands up and he's obviously facing you. He picks up one of the chains that is next to him. Now they are, again, sort of tied to the floor, or, anchored to the floor, but they're still fairly long, and you can see that the chain is long enough, right, that if he sort of stretches it out. And he spins it around his head, and he throws it basically as if he's trying to wrap it around you. So what I would like is for you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no, he has choices. Yes, he does, Wispy. This is the big bad, so...
25.
Wow, okay. So you do manage to kind of leap out of the way, and he, roar! He roars in anger. And then, having done that, he moves here.
Cool.
That's great. Okay. So that's going to bring us to the top of the round. Now, you now hear the sort of shouting and sounds of your followers who have, excuse me, arrived at the tunnel's edge. And let me see. I think I have somewhere your followers. Let's see if I can find them. Okay, there's the boy. Oh, maybe I didn't have... I probably didn't have them there because I didn't want them to move. They don't like them to move sort of separately on the map. So I will just... how do I want to do this?
I did make tokens for these guys. Like,
That's true, you did. You did. That's true.
Yeah, I think I have some actually uploaded into...
oh, do you? On your sheet? Oh, that's even easier if you do.
I have them uploaded into Roll20 for testing. I just don't know if I have permission to put things on the...
Oh, if not, I probably can find it. Yeah, I know you did make tokens.
Of course I made tokens. Gregory, who do you take me for?
I know.
Who do you token me
let me
for?
bring on the people that they totally are.
Yeah, I can't.
So as you requested,
I don't have.
Here are the people that you
permissions.
requested. Here's Genevieve. Totally who you invited. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's Guy and Ibn Gali.
All right. Yes, Guy is here. Okay. All right. You can tell it's Guy when you can't hear him.
Even color-coded them. See, like the followers all have blue rings.
No, it is true. It's very nice. You can always tell that it's Guy when you don't hear him. That's how you know. Okay. And Gali.
He has a way with words.
Yes, he does. The way is not to use them. Okay, and Galib. Okay, awesome. Okay, there we go. There's your other follower. Oops, he's not quite that big like that.
And we need...
Elf.
The guy whose name I can never remember. Elfnas.
Yes, him I have. Just have to get it out of the sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Make sure
This
I
song
get
is
the right
very
guy.
Baldur's Gate.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Like it would like fit right fucking in with like the Baldur's Gate 1 soundtrack.
Have you played Black Geyser? Have we talked about this?
Don't know what that is. So
it's an indie, very like love letter to Baldur's Gate, like Infinity and Beyond-ish type game that I'm playing right now on GOG. If you get a chance to check it out, I think you should, because I think it would fit. It would fit your description. Okay. Of the person, kind of players you are. Okay, now he's obviously in the back, clearly. All right, so let's move that. Let me just zoom this out a bit so we can actually show more of them. Let me make this so you can see this, chat. Where do we go? Center. Where do we go now? Okay. Right, there we go. Like that. There it is. Okay. And let's make that like that. And like there. There we go. Lovely. Right.
So
okay.
for reference,
That's
like
better.
roughly how large is this cave supposed to be?
It is about 200 feet, I believe, in diameter.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's big cave. Let me just make sure. But I think that's right.
That is.
No,
60
sorry.
meters,
I'm sorry.
61 meters.
I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I'm making that too large. It was 200 yards to get down here. That's where I got the 200 number from.
Ah.
The chamber is 100 feet across. Still big, but not as big.
So like a 30.5 meters.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, your followers have now arrived. So you get a chance to go first, obviously. So it's now your decision about what you want to do. The creature is quite obviously and intentionally, you would assume, blocking your way.
Am I within reach of him?
Of the creature, yes.
Shit.
He's got big, I mean, you can also see from the picture, which is why I put it up there, big, long, let me see those long arms? Like, big sort of reach. Chat, let me know if the music is too loud. Might be a bit loud.
To command my followers, is that an action or anything, or can I just do that?
It depends on what you're having your followers do.
I want to tell them spread out and distract this guy. Get him, get him off me.
Okay. All right. So if you want them to basically act as a distraction, you can do that. Let's see. So.
Because in that case, I would like to hold my action to dash as soon as the coast is clear.
Okay. Let's see. So I'm looking for one of the gifts that your followers have, because I believe all of these are non-spent. So I believe you have not used.
Yeah, we had a long rest.
Right. So I think these ones are okay. So can you tell me what gifts we gave Guy, for example?
He has engage, take a blow, and nimble, and his burden is awkward.
Right. Engage, take a blow, and nimble. So I would say, okay, that take a blow is a reaction, so it's not that. Nimble, right? Okay. So, and then what about Galib? Yeah, even Galib.
Engage, take a blow, bare-blooded, and rescue the hero. And he has no burdens.
Okay. So I would say that the best thing to do for this case would be engage. So using your follower now, you can basically assign your followers to try to fight him. And the opponents who are engaged in this way will spend their turn fighting the follower unless you are within reach. We'll come back to that, in which case the beast could attack you as normal. After the third round of this, then the follower has to start making a death saving throw at the end of the opponent's turn. Because at that point they're in big trouble because the monster is overwhelming them. So you can...
so they don't get like an active attack roll and shit like that. It's
No.
more like a... what if I tell them to disengage?
I'm sorry, say again?
What if I tell them to disengage mid?
You can do that. You can disengage. When you disengage them, they become spent.
And then I can't tell them to engage again.
Right, because of them being spent. But you could like alternate it, right? Like you could have one of them engage for 2 rounds, and then the next one engage for 2 rounds, and then
I don't want them to attack the guy. I just want them to.
No, I get it.
Want to tell them to distract him.
That's
so
basic,
that I can
but
get the boy out of here.
Yep, that's basically what you're doing. I think is with engage. You're essentially so that's what you're doing.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right. Who are you asking to do this
totally won't
first?
regret that. Both, like everybody.
Well,
like
but if you want to stagger it, though, because remember, stagger it, because they can each last 2 turns before you disengage them. I mean, you can actually have them go longer than that. It's just they may be like they might be killed if you don't disengage them before that third round. So
yeah, I guess since even Galib is closer, he would be the one to first go.
Okay. What does he look like, by the way, as he like rushes forward? You give me an image of what you imagined him as.
So he's like a tall guy, right? Wait, what did I write down? I didn't write down a height for him. He big.
Yep.
Definitely taller
6'6".
than 190. What is that? 2 meters?
Probably.
See that? Well, with the helmet, probably. I don't know if he's
With
that
the helmet,
tall without
okay.
the helmet. But basically, he would like do like a battle cry kind of situation in his native tongue.
Okay.
Like probably like a very short prayer or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And draw his sword and storm at the guy.
Okay. All right, you're able to do that, and he, shouts curses and, challenges at the beast, and that does actually work. The beast turns around and begins to, and you can see now, Galib is a gifted fighter, but every blow that this monster rains down at him, like you can literally see his body moving back from the force of the blow. Like just everyone is like, even though he's blocking it as best he can with his weapon. Okay, What are
Oh,
you?
that means my action would trigger. Or do these guys move on my turn?
No, they're moving on your. Yeah, you are activating them as a
like
part of your
ranger
turn.
companions. Awesome.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, no. Okay, cool. If it's still my turn, then yeah. In that case, I would like. So this guy is like not gonna attack of opportunity me right now, right?
No, but if you try to run past him, he'll probably make an effort. But yeah.
Does he get like disadvantage or something? Because that was like the whole point of like calling my guys in that
I would
don't
say
get it.
yes. I would say that he would probably get disadvantage on it.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, then I try that.
Okay.
Trying to run
Now,
past him towards Ski.
Important note though, if you're going to do that, because this is pretty big chamber, you could either go around this way, which is obviously going to take longer, but it's farther away from him, or you can try to run this way, which is quicker, but obviously puts you right in the jaws of the beast, so to speak.
Yeah, Vincent would do the more reckless thing and try to go right past him between the pillar.
Okay.
Like through here.
All right. So we'll move that, move the boy right next to you. Okay.
I don't know how far I can run. So.
I'd say you can probably get to about here, I would guess. So you can move a little further, yeah. Okay. And there's the boy. Now the question is, let's see. Okay, that's him, right? Okay.
If
Again,
I give the boy a weapon, does this count as mounted combat?
it would be if he could hold on to the weapon, but you can feel him like he's obviously not in much state to be able to hold anything, even if he could. Sadly. Okay, so the monster again is going to stay with Galib.
Oh wait, I'm also calling Guy towards me so that he can. No, not Guy.
The provisioner?
Elfnas towards me to grab the boy from me as soon as he can.
Okay, what does that sound like? Do you just say? Do you yell at him and say?
Here.
What are you talking about? The boy's probably lost. You're going to kill all of us.
Fucking swear! If this troll doesn't kill you, I'm going to kill you.
And he swearing to himself, sort of darts across this area, keeping his head low. Meanwhile, the sort of fury of the combat between Galib and the monster, more stuff like stone and debris kind of raining down on your heads. And so he comes over here, and he does the thing where he's like here, and then he's like extending his hand, like he doesn't want to, he's trying to keep his body away somehow while extending his hands towards you. So you can probably hand over the boy. I think you can probably hand Edgar over on this turn, although Elfnoth isn't going to be able to run back until the next turn.
That's good enough for me.
Okay. All right, so you hands you over. And hands over Edgar, who again groans. And now that you're closer to where the torch originally landed, you can see that his Edgar's leg is hanging at an angle that it should not be able to hang. Clearly broken, you would guess.
She wouldn't know what that looks like. She probably broke a lot of limbs in her life.
That's fair. Yeah, that's probably
falling
true.
off trees.
Sounds like it. Yep.
I don't know.
Exactly. So
it's like the kind of kid who comes to school with both arms in casts.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And ever gets them multiple signed, because
of
everyone.
Course.
So okay, so you hand it over, and let's see, that was you running past. Okay, so now it's the monster's turn. So again, is going to rain blows down. Galib, you can see, is trying to hold his own, but is perspiring. And you know that you basically have it one more turn with him before he's going to be opening himself up to blows from this creature.
Wait, I thought I got 3 turns. This was just...
On the third turn is when you have to start making the death saving throws. Now, you could technically have 10 turns if he keeps making the death saving throws, but you only get 2 where you don't have to make that check. So
how many saving throws does he get before he dies?
That's probably lots of them, actually. The issue is, will he make any of them? That's the question.
I mean, how many can he fail until he dies?
1.
Cool. Very cool.
You were like, maybe a couple. No, 1. That would be 1. Okay, that brings us back up to the top of the round. After the monster goes, the monster does move in slightly, but doesn't move towards you because he's more interested in bashing the hell out of Galib. So, what do you want? And Guy is just sort of standing still here. I assume that's where you want to keep him because you're gonna switch him out in a minute.
Yeah, I guess. I guess he would come a bit closer, like just like in reach of running towards the guy and also hitting him on the same turn reach, so within 30 feet of the monster.
That's probably about there-ish. Okay. All right. Okay, next round.
He would also ready his weapon.
Okay, yeah, I figured.
It's fight time.
Yeah, so next round begins. This guy is going to bring Edgar sort of scramble towards just the edge of the cave, where he then turns to face you. And he's going to stay where he is. Galib continues to engage. Okay, so what do you personally, Runesild, want to do on this turn?
I draw my sword.
Okay.
And pull out the amulet.
Okay, what do you do with the amulet?
So I'm imagining she's right-handed, so like she has her sword in the right hand, and then she pulls out the amulet with the left hand and holds it up.
Okay.
By the chain or band or whatever, leather band, I don't know what's hanging on.
Okay. Now, when you pull that out, and I assume you then move in on it, right? Like your sword.
Yeah,
drawn.
like she holds it out up, and unless something immediately happens without her doing anything, she would try to get the attention of the troll.
Okay. Just what are you gonna do, or what is she gonna do?
Like, hey, big guy, look what I got.
Yeah, that's and so we're gonna see whether that actually works. That's a good question. I have to look that up, Tom, but I think it's probably like a death saving. Oh no, actually no, I know what it is. Death saving throw is just a simple 50%. Like basically 10 and up you save, 9 and below you fail. So it's actually slightly above 50%.
Not great.
Yeah, not great odds. Okay. When you say that, hey, big guy, and then you just take like a step towards him, the creature, and he kind of like, you can see him sort of startled, kind of back up a few steps. Now, Galib takes a swing at him, and like actually connects, and like, ha, and then like, because the scimitar has now become stuck in the monster's skin. But regardless, he is the creature is backing up, and you have an opportunity. So you move towards him. I would say it's still not his turn yet. So, but you can see he is clearly trying to get away.
Yeah. If this triggers an attack of opportunity, I would swing at him.
Okay. Go ahead and make that attack,
it's my
please.
Sexy sex. It's such a stupid name in English. Ein Sachs. That's a 22 hit.
Oh, that's very cool, Prince Justin. I hadn't heard of that one. And yes, a 22 does hit. So let's see what the damage is on this thing. Yeah, I need to remember what that actually looks like. These
7 piercing?
Now,
wait,
when
piercing?
Yeah.
Why piercing?
It says it's a light finesse weapon. I actually don't know off the top of my head what a...
Well, I mean, you can use a sax to... I hate this word.
Is this going to be the...
get you bad?
Oh, I see it. Okay, so it's a fighting knife. It's a fighting knife. I see it.
It's a
small
short sword, basically.
Yeah, a small sword or a large knife or dagger.
You can either stab or slash with it.
It's like if it were cool, like a kukuri used by Greyshade in the Grey Assassin trilogy, almost complete. I'm just kidding. Okay, now I see what it is. Okay, that's cool. So yes, now when you stab forward with this, and you've got the amulet brandished, I assume, right, as you're doing this, you can see that the dagger like pierces him, and instead of getting stuck in the skin, he roars in this terrible like shout of pain, and you can see this black blood bubbling from the wound. This did not happen before when you were attacking him normally. So
outstanding.
he takes all of it.
Okay, and that. Oh shit! I need to. So if I don't tell Ibn Ghalib to Ibn Ghalib? Yeah, Ibn Ghalib to disengage now. Then he definitely has to make a death save, or
It depends on whether or not the monster engages you or whether the monster engages him. At the moment, the monster does not look interested in engaging you, although it might.
Okay, in that case, I tell Ibn Ghalib to stand down and call over Guy, like, get at him!
Okay, so he is going to disengage, falls back, Guy runs forward. Now, and by the way, just so you know, Ghalib, when he does this again, if you call Ghalib back, it doesn't reset. So in other words, you still have. Okay, I just want to make sure we're clear. You just keep doing this, and he's like constantly engaged. Okay, so Guy runs forward, and silently as always, but prepared with the spear. All right, now he is going to be engaged with him. Now
he has an axe actually.
Oh, okay, not a spear. I'm sorry.
A Francisca.
Okay.
Because he's French, so
that's right. That's right.
It's puns.
So he's going to try to bring this thing down like, so when he does this, I'm really glad about that, Wispy, and I'm grateful, by the way. I didn't miss the fact that you had those two books. So the creature sort of again stumbles backward and basically attempts to disengage from you, but then aims a blow at Guy, and Guy manages to like parry it, but again the force of the blow is still very, very powerful. He's a little disengaged. I'm moving you up slightly just to show that he is currently a little more than like 5 feet from you. He might be like 10 feet-ish or something like that, and you can try to close that gap if you want, but it does look like he's trying to stay away from you. In fact, if anything, he's trying to keep like your like Guy or Ghalib before in between you and him, if you had to guess.
Okay. So that's its turn? And
that was its turn. So it backed up and then attacked Guy. And now we are back up to the top. So now we are back up to the top. Okay. So now it is your turn again. What would you like to do?
I use my action to command presence, which basically lets me unspend a follower. So I'm using 1 charge of that.
To be clear, though, you don't use that yet because there's no follower spent yet.
Wait,
oh, no, I'm sorry. You disengage. I take that back. I just remembered. I take that back. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Okay,
so he can attack again without having to
good
worry
call.
about dying for 2 turns.
Good.
So that's my action, but I also move in between, like over here.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep holding my amulet up.
Okay. All right. Take this.
And like basically, I like motion the guys to like come in from both sides next to me, like one on the left, one on the right.
Okay. So use your command presence. I like that. Okay. And so he does that, and then he comes over this way. Now, well, Guy. Okay. So just question though, as you're commanding them to do that, Guy is going to have to stay in range, like if you have it where he disengages so that it's like a complete parallel move action like this. No, I know. Relax. I'm saying that if you were to do that, then obviously you would spend him. So I understand you're not doing that. All I'm saying about that is that the balance means that therefore he's like this, if you see what I mean, like he's kind of close to the creature because he has to stay that way, and Ghalib is heading that way but is not there yet. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now, so let me see. That was your turn. That was an action. So you technically still have a move. I don't think you can use, because that's not a move action. That's a full action. So you can move. You can't attack this turn, but you could move somewhere if you wish. Hey, Mar.
Yeah, well, I did move in closer. So if this guy tries to get away from me again, then I get an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like he is going to do that, actually, or seems like he is, rather.
All according to Keikaku.
All right, he's going to move this way.
Keikaku means plant.
That's right. Well, actually, let me think. He's probably going to... I think he's just going to slide this way. So he's going to disengage just about 5 feet, but always backing away from you. And then he's going to attack Guy again.
Wait,
he
do I
just
first get my attack of opportunity?
No, because he just disengaged. He just pulled back 5 feet.
Oh,
So he's staying like very slow amounts of room. That's what I'm... And you also, I want to point out, Runsil, that you can tell that the monster is sort of like in its own cunning way trying to be tactical, right? Like trying to keep Guy between you and him and so on, but there's no interest in dealing with you. So he's going to land another, fierce blow, which Guy barely resists. Guy never says anything, as you know, basically, but Guy is like, you can hear like a grunt as he manages to barely hold off the monster's attack. Okay, now we're back to the top of the round again. And now it's up to you as to what you want you to do and your followers to do.
Attack!
Okay. You first or your follower? Because remember, Guy at this point is going to be death saving throw time if you keep him around this round. So I'm just reminding you of that.
So if I want him to not get a death...
You'd have to have him disengage this round.
Okay, then I tell him to disengage now.
Okay. So he will do that. He is now spent.
I don't actually have to tell him that because, like we are just like so in tune.
Oh, I
We just,
imagine,
like,
of course.
Read each other's like movement patterns, and he like instinctively
Totally.
knows.
You just
to
look at
get
him and you're
out
like...
of the way as I like step in to try and stab at this guy's leg. He,
Yeah,
like,
hey, big boss.
Moves out of the way.
Yeah, he nods at you and he's like, as you wish. He doesn't do that. Okay, but he does back off.
No, we are not doing the Princess Bride.
Why not? Princess Bride is great. Okay, no.
Because he's not gonna be my romantic interest in this one.
Fair enough.
And
fair
also, I do not want to deal with the ROUSs.
enough. Rodents of usual size? I don't think they exist. Oh man. Okay. So I think I told you that my son just saw the special edition that Dragonspear made for my daughter when she was younger, which took out the one big scary thing with the machine, because he would have struggled with that. I struggle with that still a little bit, so took out that
you
part.
have not
But
told me that. Wait,
yeah.
which machine? Like
You know,
the death machine?
yeah. In the pit of despair and all that. That is freaky, in fairness. So he took that out, and so my son was like, my son the whole next day was like, hello, I'm Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Like, he was doing the whole thing. It was great. Oh man, I love that movie. Yeah, exactly, Emily. I struggle with that.
You have to do the accent. My name is Inigo Montoya.
Hello, my name
my
is
father.
Prepare to die.
Yes.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. I love it. Manny
Outstanding.
Patinkin is so good in that. Oh god. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel like if anything, Runsild is not Buttercup, but she is Inigo. If anything.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Not Wesley. It's possible. Pig. It's conceivable, you vomitous mass, that I'm only lying here because I lack the strength to stand.
She's not smart enough for that.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, so she would never do the whole, like, why didn't you list a wheelbarrow among our assets? All right, so...
Okay.
Sorry, we're just going to do Princess Bride quotes. This is one of my favorite movies. So, all right. Anyway, you're up close and personal with this guy now. So you can attack if you wish. Now he's clearly not an attack of opportunity, but he's clearly like trying to back off as you sort of brandish this thing at him.
Okay. Stab.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack. 15 will hit.
Fuck yeah. I mean fudge.
Fudge, yeah. To the pain. Exactly. Did he actually kill his father? Yeah, he did. The six-fingered man, Count Rugen, killed his father. Okay, sorry, 6 piercing. Right. Okay, again, the creature roars in anger. Or in actually surprise and anger. You're definitely damaging him. Okay, so on his turn, he is going to...
Wait. What about even Galip? He's still engaging.
You're right. That's true. You want to have him run up?
Well, yeah, I told him to.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear that part. So he runs around here. So that's where he now is. Okay, so you're going to have him engage. Now the beast has a... What is he going to do?
He's going to fall on his back. Outstanding.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to collapse and die. No, let's see.
to the top. Oh.
Okay, he's going to attempt to, so he's going to try to slam down on Galib, who manages to parry the blow thanks to your very clutch use of command presence. And then he tries to, again, just disengage 5 feet only. So it's very slow, just like, like painfully sort of pushing himself back this way. In fact, he's probably going almost straight back in a line, I would say. Okay.
Wait, so does like the engaging actually damage the troll?
Nope. All the engaging does means that it occupies the creature so that it's not attacking you, it's attacking the follower, which is very useful in this scenario, I will say. Super useful, because as you know, you're not some massive tank with tons of hit points. You need these things to be occupying his attention. Remember when you almost died the last time you faced this thing? So,
I don't have to withstand any damage if they can't hit me in the first
Exactly. Can't kill what you can't hit, right? Okay, so he moves away, which means it's back to the top of the round. What would you like to do next?
Stabby stab stab. I am.
Okay.
This is better. Does a 12 hit?
12 is not going to hit, I'm afraid.
God, I miss having 2 attacks per round. This is the worst.
Man.
Can I be like higher level? Man.
Yeah, well, listen. First you got to get through these adventures.
Level 1?
You and the creature are engaged. Congratulations. Yeah, no. Galib's already married, though, big boss. That's the thing.
We are
okay.
pro polyamory here. It's fine.
It's fine. Okay, so
you can wear more than one piece of armor.
I see. I see. Okay, so the monster takes the the monster takes the monster manages to avoid that. This time, as you sort of poke towards it, it kind of its arm sort of comes out, and one of the weapons sticking out of its arm almost deflects it almost by accident. And let's see. So Guy is back here now. You're going to keep Galib on engaging him, I assume, right? That's your command.
He has one more turn, right?
Right, exactly. He does.
Yeah, then I'm going to keep him.
Okay. So the question is, who's the monster going to attack here?
Wait, if the monster does not attack Galib,
then he gets another turn. Then he gets another turn on top of that.
I mean,
That's
you could just like roll a die to decide.
Well, I'm thinking about that. The thing is, he's so terrified of you at the moment, or whatever, something about you, that he does not want any part of you. So I think he's going to swing again at Galib. I
just want to put some nice jewelry on him.
He's just like, ah! So,
he's just doing a makeover.
It's white after Labor Day. All right, so he swings away at Galib. Galib does manage to barely hold back against the attack, and then the monster backs up.
Because he's bare-blooded.
Cute. I see what you did there. Okay, so he backs up, again disengages, and bangs up against the pillar. And again, like stone, debris raining down. Again, you hear creaking in the ceiling.
Stone is here to help me. Thank you for
that would be great. Actual stone? Yeah, no, not our friend Stone, the dog. Sadly not. Okay, so bangs up against the pillar. You can hear the stone and debris and see it raining down there. Okay, and that now
a goat
leads
would
it
probably
to.
Be more useful, right?
Say again, the what?
A goat would probably be more useful here, right?
Yeah, probably.
Well, there's no bridge though.
So
we have a witch.
That's true. But okay, so back to the top of the round.
Build a bridge.
His back is now against the pillar, although he could maybe try to slide around, I guess. But it's your turn again. What would you like to do? So Galib now, if he stays engaged and the monster attacks him, will take a death saving throw.
Disengage.
Okay, so he is also disengaged. Oops. Okay.
And I attack.
Okay. You forge forward with your powerful sword. I mean, your powerful, not sword.
Well, I'm not using my powerful sword because I'm better with the not so powerful knife.
Yeah,
actually.
the powerful dagger.
Like, I actually have like a really cool sword. But because I'm like dex based, I just get way more out of looking
No, for sure. Totally
so
for
stupid. 17, that hits, right?
17 will hit, yes.
Yes. That's 9 points of
9
damage.
piercing. Okay, so it gets hit again. Now, you definitely have created a lot of wounds in this creature, but it's still, I mean, it still looks like it's not close to death. But you have inflicted, let's see, to this point, 22 points of damage, I believe. And so... and he's here. Now, you are with him, which means he has pretty much nowhere to go, or at least he's not going to do that. Actually, when you hit him... oh, no, we can't because he doesn't have that. Okay, never mind then. So, yes, when you hit him, he is going to... I need you to make a strength saving throw as you hit him this time, please.
19.
Very nice. You were able to pull, because he tried to yank using his skin again to yank the weapon out of the way, but you managed to pull it back. So you have hit him multiple times, but he was trying to clearly take it away from you if he could. So he is going to attempt to claw you. Let's see. Despite the fact that he would prefer not to. All right, we're looking at... Oh. And, well... Interesting. So, we have something we like to call a critical hit here. Okay.
I have a feature that makes me immune to critical hits. Automatic failure. It's just totally a real thing that I have.
I was going to say, when did this happen?
It's on page in the book. You know?
So I need to check. Yeah, that's a big no. Let's see. Both of your guys are spent. Just looking.
You're doing
to
save states here, right? Like in the.
Yeah, I don't think, because I was gonna say I was just looking to see if you can do take a blow, but I don't think you can because they're both spent. You have to activate them to do that. So instead, what happens is you are going to take 8 points of damage, and you are grappled. So he basically, in desperation, lashes out and goes, and so you are like squished up against his awful blubbery body, and the stench is just overwhelming as he stands there. You are also covered in his blood. It's extremely disgusting, and or a metal cover, depending on your musical tastes.
Can be both.
Or both. That's right. So yes, you, however, are in a bad way. Now he does that, but as he does it, he then shrieks, like it almost sounds like a shriek. He screams in pain and immediately throws you away, and you can see as you are sort of being tossed away. I'm going to talk about what happens in a minute when you're tossed, but you can see as you're being tossed away, there is a mark burned into his skin of the cross, and it's the serpent's cross you had in front of you when he pulled you to him. So he throws you away. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please, as he tosses you aside.
Dear watchers, if any of you have an inspiration,
if y'all have some inspirations, this might be a good time.
Because I have 1 hit point left.
Yeah.
Uno. Eins. Ein.
Yeah.
So this set would be
Can we inspire the creature? Wow. Can we inspire the creature?
I mean, technically, they can inspire the adversaries. What was it called?
That's right. Well, Prince Justin and Wispy, you both have inspirations, so you could use one. Oh, with channel points. I don't know if channel points have been used for this time. There's also channel points. No, you're not allowed to use them for yourself.
No, I mean, like, I could use one as a player, get it, not as a...
No, oh, I see. I know, right, exactly. You want to save that for ArvCon. No, I get it. I know, because everyone's going to be like, wait, what? Okay, Wispy has inspired you, although, can you do it with... Thank you. Wispy, can you do me a favor and just do the exclamation point inspire, just so we make sure that it's covered? Also, Triffid has one. That's close. I just need exclamation point inspire. I'm sorry to be... It's just because that's how it makes the bot know. So it's got to be exclamation point inspire. Almost. No. It was INPSIRE. So close. Exclamation point inspire. I love that while this is happening, the monster's like, ruh, ruh, like what is going on? But you can save that for Arvcon Triffid. And thank you. Anyway, Wispy will get it. I have no doubt. While Wispy is getting it, so Wispy did it? No, he hasn't done it yet because he spelled inspire wrong. Like that. What Imaginary Exponent did. Except Imaginary Exponent doesn't actually have an inspiration available, but that's the concept. Yeah, no, Prince Justin, it's not your fault. You do need to save these for Arvcon. There are going to be a lot of things happening. Okay, so...
Who cares about the other games?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just copy-paste that, Wispy. There we go. Yay! Thank you, Wispy. All right, so you have been inspired by Wispy Song.
Thank you.
So now you can roll this at advantage, this dexterity save.
Yes.
So
I shall...
nice.
I'll take the 26.
Very nice. Okay. So what that means is, because you would have taken damage if you hadn't gotten that save. So you
I figured.
You go flying all across the room. Now, I'm going to say he's going to throw you about here. And so
Whoa,
you come
far.
skidding. Yeah, yes. You come skidding to a halt. And you can see him still groaning. Now, as I say, he did take some damage from your cross. But you notice that as you get across this way, so this is probably...
across?
I didn't even mean that. So we're saying like probably about, this is maybe 100 feet. Yes, that's about maybe 35, 40 feet or so. You see that his eyes kind of brighten and he roars angrily and kind of stares at you.
Oh God! Second phase boss fight.
Well, we'll see what happens. I know exactly. I should do Final Fantasy VII Rebirth music, which is the best combat music anyway. Okay, so that brings us to the top of the round. So you've got 1 hit point. You got both of your followers who are spent, and you've got the monster that's staring at you.
I have another command presence.
You have 2?
Yes, I do. I think it's charisma based. Wait, where is it? Command presence. You are used to
I don't think so.
Oh, it's equal to my proficiency bonus.
That
so
you can restore hit dice equal to your proficiency bonus to a character. See? As an action, you can revive a spent follower or restore hit dice equal to your proficiency bonus to a character. So you can hit
so
dice
only have
equal
one
to your
charge?
proficiency bonus. Yeah. That says I read
Oh,
it.
that's bad.
Well, it's not great. Yeah. That is correct. Oh, no problem, Wispy. That's fine.
Please tell me I'm within 30 feet of this guy.
You're not. Oh, well, which guy? This guy?
The monster guy.
No, about 35 feet, 40 feet. He threw, and that was the thing you noticed, is that when he stood up and started roaring at you, is when you got that distance.
Can I use sleight of hand to put something on somebody?
Maybe. Depends on the situation. Like on him?
Okay, so I have the trickster feat.
Okay. Oh, I see.
So, what I would like to do is basically run and jump at this guy and try to shove the amulet down its throat.
Run and jump and try to shove the amulet down its throat.
Oh, he's high up, right? So I'd probably need to jump to get to him.
That'd be a lot of jump. Yeah, yes. Because he also was a little hunched over, too. Interesting. I'm inclined to allow this, but I think you're going to have to take an attack of opportunity as you run towards him this way. Because you can't really, like, tactically be like, woo, woo, you know, like, I'm ducking, I'm dodging. Yeah. So I'm inclined to say, yeah. I mean, again, the environment, if you want to, like, hide behind something and then leap out, although he can see you right now, but... so, yeah, I'm inclined to allow it, but I think I have to allow that attack of opportunity.
Okay, yeah, actually, no, now that you say environment. No, I tell the guys to get out of the way.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't trying to...
No. You made
Give
an
it.
excellent point. Like, I completely forgot about the pillars again. And then I want to duck behind this pillar, if that is allowed.
Sure, you can do that.
And hold back action. Unless it costs me...
Tell me what you want to do. That's fine. Holding is fine, but, like, if this, then what?
If the monster gets into reach, I want to try and shove the amulet in its throat.
Okay. Okay. So, let's see. Creature is going to... Let's see.
This is like the part where it like starts to like ramp up, then dashes forward and ramps into the...
I know.
pillar
I was
and
just
makes it
thinking.
fall
I was
down.
thinking about whether I want to do that or whether I want him to run for the 2 exhausted people that he actually can see, which is what I'm tempted to do. Especially because he still knows that you have the amulet. All right, he's going to run. Yeah, I think he's going to do that. So he's going to charge at Guy and Galib, and he's going to swing his terrible claws. Actually, wait a minute. Think about that. 5, 10, 15. Okay, yes. Now you're in that spot behind the pillar, right? So I think he is going to do that. Yes, he's going to run there. He's going to attempt to claw our boy Guy. So I would like you to make
He dies. I'm going to be very cross.
I'm going to be very cross. We need a death saving throw from Guy.
So just a straight D20?
That's right. Again, now this can be inspired, but so it's up to chat. Triffid does have one, but I don't know if Triffid wants to save it. Right. She's carrying the cross. She's carrying the cross, like... Wispy, but the followers are not. Go ahead, Rinsel.
Like if they fail that, are they just dead, or do I get like a chance to save them or anything?
If they are, if a death saving throw is made, then talk about what happens in that situation. Let's see. Yeah, in that scenario, they would be killed. So this is a sacrifice thing in a way. And Guy would be willing to make it.
Yeah, but I'm not willing to make that sacrifice. I like Guy.
Welcome to Beowulf. These are very deadly tales.
Yeah, but like usually the hero dies, not the followers.
Oh, I see what Wispy's being. She said you'd be cross, and he's like, well, you have the cross. I see what you're doing there. Now I get it.
This is my cross to bear.
Exactly. Ooh, what a delicious moral choice. All right, he makes it. 15.
Oh my fucking god.
Well done. All right, so...
I knew that was gonna go fine.
That puts him on his knee, though. Like, I mean, he's not dead, but like that, he's like, as this monster strikes down and the monster roars. You know, the whole chamber just almost seems to rumble from this creature. Okay, that leads us to the top of the round again. So, as currently constituted, Guy is engaged with this thing. Galib is just outside of its range, and you are standing behind the pillar, and the monster is like staring balefully at your followers.
My turn?
Your turn. Yep.
Yeah, I tell the guys to run.
Okay.
Guy, like, disengage and run. Like, I don't want him to provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Well, so he can... yes. He can disengage... Let me think about that. He can disengage... Here's what I'll say. Galib can do that. He can just run. Guy, because
like
he is...
disengage in D&D terms.
Okay, right. So that's fine. So he can disengage and then he won't take that attack. Actually, since he double moves, he could just disengage and run. When you yell that, though, Guy says, "But what of you?" That's like literally the most words that he's ever said together at one time.
Oh, it's fine. I have the amulet.
And Guy sort of looks you up and down, like covered in blood.
Like I basically dash in between them.
Okay, as they sort of back up.
Amulet raised high.
Okay. All right, and the monster is like, okay, I would like you... he's going to make an attack of opportunity.
Am I
I have good news for you,
able to
though.
run this far?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
Because you're making it into a charge is what you're doing. So this is all
I'm
one
dashing.
attack.
This is my action.
Yep. So what he's gonna, I have a little bit of good news for you, which is he's gonna make this attack of opportunity at disadvantage, because he is freaked out by this amulet. So that will help maybe a little bit. We will see though what the sort of consequences are. Okay. He swipes down. Well, the first thing I rolled was a 26. The second thing I rolled was a 9.
Yeah.
So he misses you as you come in. Now
I don't miss him though.
Yeah. Well, that's the good news. He missed you.
Go.
Now you actually have to do this. So now
Where did my pen go? I'd like tossed it away.
Ah! So did he. Okay, so you got within range. Now what we have to think about here is, All right, if he's going to, how am I going to have you do this? Because you want to jump up and sort of stuff it down his throat.
Wait, I can still do that on this turn?
Oh, I'm assuming it's all one motion, yeah.
Oh yeah, if I can, like yeah, absolutely.
So the issue is
like, I
whether
thought
you
this
can.
would like cost my action because of dashing.
Nope. Nope,
Okay.
because this is part of the charge. The only thing I'm trying to decide is what to ask you to do to make this check. Because I can have you do a dexterity check, which is part of it, but then it's also about, I feel like this is probably an attack with an improvised weapon using your dexterity, but you don't get disadvantage on it because it is the Serpent's Cross. So all of that works out to, I think, a regular roll. It's a regular attack
dex
roll.
check or
A
what?
straight, yeah, exactly. That's right. A straight dex check. That's right. And this one I can't get an inspiration from because you're already compensating for the disadvantage. So, chat, what do you think? How's it going to work? Tom still thinks that you're
Tune
rejecting
in
his
next
love.
time. I don't know.
Yeah.
No word from our sponsor. No. God damn it. 20, unnatural 20?
Yep, I would say that works. You
Yes!
jump up his side. So now you stuff it down his throat. So he does the raw, and then you're like, like I assume. Now I have a question, which is going Runesild. When you ram this down his throat, you have a couple of options here. Have you ever played the game Dragon's Dogma?
I have not.
Do you know the game? Have you played any of the Arkham games?
The first one.
The
I
Asylum.
Think came out
That's
for
perfect.
A little bit.
Do you remember the Bane fight where the dude comes running at you and like crashes into pillars all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a part of that where you can.
Like, okay, I backseat gamed a lot for my ex back then.
Okay,
I was
okay.
a huge Batman fan, but I don't remember.
Oh,
everything. I
sorry.
remember that
Sorry for
my
the bad
ex
memories then.
Fucking hated the
That fight,
final
yeah.
boss fight. Bane vaguely.
So the reason is because in that fight you can actually swing around onto his back and then kind of sort of more or less you temporarily control him. The thing I'm going to give you the opportunity if you wish to do something like that here. The only problem is that by doing that, if you take, as you know, you only got 1 hit point left. You take any damage here, you're out of luck. So you can either slam it in his throat and then basically fall, roll away and see what happens, more or less, in which case you won't take damage, or you can ride him cowboy and then you're going to have to see what happens there. So I'm giving you those options because those are the things that you would have if you're up on his body. You could do this.
So in regular D&D, right?
Right.
If I get downed, I can be stabilized. I'm assuming that my spent followers can't stabilize me?
If the combat comes to an end, they will be able to do that, yes.
Okay.
If the combat comes to an end.
Okay, so I shoved the sworn down now, right?
Yes.
And
he is
amulet.
the
That means I have a free hand now.
That's true. Also, he took damage. You don't know how much, but he definitely took damage.
Okay, so this is just for flavor, obviously not gonna cause any damage for that, but I'm just assuming she actually does this thing where she swings on his back.
Yeah.
And jams
holding
her
on to the
dagger
weapons
down.
on his back,
No, because she has her hands full, right? She has her dagger in her hand. And she would just drop the dagger. Yeah, that's fair, and just hold on to one of the weapons on its back. Okay, but what she then would do If I still also get an item interaction, that is. Do I still get an item interaction?
I don't think so with it because you already. This is all the same term. I mean, I think it was reasonable to charge and do this.
Yeah,
but
no, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. No, in that case, she would not drop her dagger yet. Her weapon.
So is she going to drop herself and roll away, which is what Wispy recommends?
No, she goes
also
on the
what
back
Tom
of the
Tom
thing.
recommends. Oh no, she's okay. Runesil chat has told you. Listen, this is the way we do things. Okay, all right.
This is what heroes do.
This is what heroes do. All right.
This is fucking Beowulf. If I don't lose an arm, then what's the fucking point?
That's funny. Okay, so you're now on his back. So he roars in anguish, and you have this faint. It almost smells a little bit like something is burning somewhere, although you can't tell what. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say that while my followers are running out, they can hear like this manic cackling coming from Runesil as he jumps on the back of that thing.
I love it, echoing through the cavern. Okay, so it slams backwards into the pillar, and let me see. Man, is there any way you can avoid damage? All right. I'm going to be kind, and I'm going to give you a dexterity saving throw, but you're doing this at disadvantage. You're holding on to his back.
At disadvantage.
Disadvantage, okay. Yeah. Think, the man in black on Fezzig's back while they're fighting. Well, you see, I'm so used to fighting so many persons at one time. There's different techniques. Like, as he's doing this, he's slamming the man in black into the rock behind him. Oh. That's how that fight goes. So.
I don't have anything for this. Wear healing potion?
Yeah, if you can survive this, you can maybe do an item interaction on your next turn.
No, there's no heal. I have like nothing, basically. Yeah. This is like...
the weapons would hit first.
Fine. What could possibly go wrong?
So we have a 20 and a 16. The 16 is enough. So he slams into and you barely manage to, and the pillar actually crumbles a little bit, and you can hear this and like a lot of like stone and sand and rock and everything sort of falls. And that brings us to the top of the round. Okay, you are holding on next to this half-destroyed pillar, this creature in horrific pain. You don't know what it's going to do next. What are you going to do?
Okay, so I'm holding on to the thing with my left hand now, right?
Yes. As I understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drop my dagger.
Okay.
So my right hand is free now.
Okay.
And I reach for my warhorn.
Okay.
Because we all got warhorns before we set out for this.
No, that's true. I remember.
Thing.
All right, what are you going to do with this warhorn?
I don't remember what the exact codes were.
Oh.
But she does a signal for "Come help me."
Okay. Is this going to include? Okay. All right. When you do several blasts of your warhorn, which is dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. It just is SOS on the horn, clearly.
No, it was like something like one blow. It's like, come help me.
I just want to be clear, this is Boromir blowing the horn,
away.
Right? Is it Boromir blowing the horn?
Yeah, this is like absolutely Boromir blowing the horn.
That always went well. We know that, chat. Okay, so you blow that.
Arrows or orcs here, so I'm fine.
So you blow the horn, and the creature just absolutely roars in rage. It takes... more damage.
Wait. So blowing the horn, is that an action?
I would say I guess we can call that a bonus action, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I drop the horn. Like, I'm assuming it's like on a string or something.
On a lanyard or some kind, right?
Yeah. And I grab at one of the weapons that's in its back and twist it for my attack roll.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see.
Or like, even better. Oh my god, this is way fucking cooler. No, like, because like these weapons, like they're not properly buried in the sky, right? Like not up to the hilt in there, right? So instead what she does is like headbutts one of the pommels of the swords.
She
to, like,
headbutts
jam.
a sword pommel?
Yes, because she wears a helmet, right?
Headbutts a sword pommel. Yeah, I know she wears a helmet, but she does have 1 hit point.
It's what my character would do.
All right. This
is like just flavor, right? The point is that she hurts this thing with
that
one
she
of the
tried
weapons.
to hurt with one of the weapons. Okay.
Yeah, but like this is how it looks, right?
Okay.
Like she headbutts the pommel of one of the swords sticking out.
I'm gonna have you make a strength check on this one. This is not Dex. This is one where you're trying to get it loose enough that you can do this.
A check.
Yeah, somebody came to Boromir eventually.
18?
18. I think that actually works. Let me have you roll. I'm going to use a version of what it shows right here for his statistics. Let me have you roll the 6-sided die, please.
Let's see. 5.
Okay. So when that happens, the beast roars again and then charges forward. And it's doing this like as it's roaring, right? Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, and you're on his back. So he runs forward like this and through your followers. And you see that your followers who were kind of running down the hallway, but it's a long hallway. Remember, it's a long passageway.
Yeah.
And you can see the light at the end of it, which is extending, towards the light of the day outside. And so they make their way, and then he just barrels through them, and you hear these sickening crunches as these guys are basically squished against the passage walls. You don't know what has happened to them, but you hear some terrible cracking sound of maybe it's wood, maybe it's bone, you don't know. But he passes
Something's
on.
cracking.
Runs and runs and runs and runs. And then he emerges. Let's get us the passage here. Then he emerges into... Come on. Here we go. Okay. It's not that loud. He emerges here. Not that big, I meant. And he comes out of the sea. And as you're out next to this cave by the sea, you may remember that there were these stairs that kind of like came from the top and curved around like this narrow passageway of stairs leading down to this cave.
Yeah.
He comes running out of there. And as he runs out, he runs into this bright light. And you think maybe for the first time, Runesild, that you think it's possible that this is the first time that you have seen bright sun since you've been on this island. And that is possible. That it might have been the first time. But it is, nonetheless, the first time that occurred. So, as it runs out... I'm going to stop this music. As it runs out into the bright light, you can hear this sound of like psst, and suddenly you feel as if you are on the back of a creature made of molten liquid, because its very flesh begins to boil. And as you are on the top of it, roaring in anger, it throws itself and you towards the sea at the same time as it's disintegrating in this bright light. I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Just straight Denethor-ing this thing.
Yeah. And this
Dex
is
save, yeah?
a dex save. Yeah.
Natural 20, bitches.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay. So you manage to kind of leap off of it as the thing disintegrates. A pile of bones kind of lands into the sea. You hit the ground. You don't take the damage you would have taken, but you are going to take some. Specifically,
This is 5e, so I can't take more than one in this
you're
case.
going to take, you're going to take 3.
But there's like no negative hit points in 5e, unless this is a thing in this.
No, there
Beowulf,
is. So you're at -2. You hit the ground, and as your vision is fading, whoop. I accidentally deleted you. Not yet. As your vision is fading, just kidding.
Deleted me.
Just kidding. As your vision is fading, you can see the ocean taking the boiling froth of what used to be this monstrous creature below the edge. And you think of the water, and you think you might just see the glint of maybe the serpent's cross before it disappears below the water. And then there is silence. Fast forward here. Your followers, specifically Genevieve and also Rickmod, are standing above on the cliffs above the water surrounding the island. And they are joined by the Hermit and by the other residents of the Hermit Sanctuary. And they are staring down at this water. And they are sort of looking like in the water, around the water, like along the sort of shore as well. And they are staring down at it. And Rickmod is just sort of, rocking back and forth in her usual way. Genevieve's face is wet with tears. And she says, "I don't understand. I thought she always came back." "The gods only can know whether that will happen here. Perhaps she will." Next to them is Edgar, who is unconscious and is resting in the arms of the builder. He, however, has had his leg put in a splint. And so you can see the builder is kind of holding him and rocking him back and forth. His mother next to him, sort of with her hand on her arm and staring down at the water. And next to them is Elfloth, the provisioner. And he says, "It was a stupid thing she did. It had no chance of working. There was no way." And the hermit says, "She did what she could to rescue all of us. That is what heroes do." And he kind of glares at Elfloth, who sort of subsides into silence. The builder looks down at the water and looks back up. "Storm's coming." The waves ripple. And we're going to have to find out what happened next time.
Holy shit. That was amazing. That was so cool. God damn it. I'm so hyped. Maybe that's just the caffeine finally kicking in, but that was
quite a fight. It is possible that that Rune still didn't make it. We don't know yet.
Yeah. No, this was always in the cards. That's like the thing when you play like a daredevil. Sometimes shit backfires. And also, it's like the olden songs of heroes.
Yep.
Heroes usually don't make it. It's like often the point.
That's right. And Wispy's right. Everybody else made it. I mean, like, the monster was like, I wasn't sure how you were going to address that. I wasn't sure how you were going to deal with whether you were going to try to, at first I thought you were going to just run with the boy and try to escape the lair. And the monster was kind of like, the monster clearly did not want to let you escape until you pulled out the serpent's cross, which is a good thing you had that. in the first place. And the followers, that command feat was useful too, like kind of alternating them in the
No,
way
I'm
that you did.
very annoyed that I misread that one. That it's just one
Yeah, sorry, not
charge,
much I
not
can do
two.
about that. I mean, that it is what
No,
the
it happens.
it is what it is, right? But we will see, because it sets up for a very interesting next chapter of Beowulf Age of Heroes, because we'll have to decide, and Tari and I will have to talk about this, about what to do in either case. Because what I'm going to ask Tari to do is I'm going to ask her to make up another character to see
I'm
what
already
happens.
way ahead of you.
Okay. Because we're going to have to see
plans.
what happens to this. But it's because
I mean, I would really love to keep playing Runesild, but if that not happens, if that's not in the cards, then I have something in mind that will follow up neatly and also be in the spirit of
this,
the old sagas.
I also love Runesild as a character, incidentally, so I'm not anxious to have her. Everyone dies, not everyone really lives. Exactly.
No. I don't want to talk about this right now. What we could do, like we'll talk about this like in private because spoilers and shit. But I have an idea how we could turn this around. It would be fucking awesome.
Okay.
But
okay. Listen, I'm always here for awesome.
That's like synapses firing in all directions.
Yeah.
So no, this was incredible. This was so much fun.
Yeah, and and it's interesting too. I think remember, chat, we were on this train, the two of us for this was, I think, the 5th part. So because the previous 4 sessions was a lot of almost like unraveling the mystery. Like you had like what exactly is going on with this island? What the hell is this Serpent's Cross? What are these things? Like what happened with the tower? The Elfloth sort of like revealing that he was this bad guy, but then he turns out like he's sort of this reluctant he's not an anti-hero, but at least he's not all as bad as he might seem and whatever. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there before we even get to this fight, which is the way, honestly, that a lot of Beowulf in general is, right? There's a lot of like, some people would call it faffing about. I would call it building tension before you actually get to the showdown with Grendel and the showdown with Grendel's mother and then the showdown, obviously, eventually with the dragon. In fact, even the part where he's ruling the kingdom, which is 50 years, it's like he ruled that kingdom well for 50 winters until a great one. Like literally they're like, yeah, 50 years, whatever. But anyway, back to where he's going to get back into the fight. So there's a build up, and then the fight actually, when it happens, can be epic, but building up to it is a big part of these tales too. So that was good. Very good stuff, Tari, from you. How did you feel overall about the Hermit Sanctuary, which I will mention, regardless of whether Runesild lives or dies, we'll have to talk about what happens with your followers in terms of getting gifts and so on. But otherwise, this is the conclusion of the Hermit Sanctuary, in case that wasn't already evident. But how did you feel about this adventure, this first full adventure of Beowulf?
Oh, this was so much fun. Like I mentioned before, like I was very anxious when we started this out. Just like, oh, I like the whole party now, I guess. Whoops. But no, this is actually really fun. Because like one big difference, like the one main difference I feel, as opposed to like regular party play, right? Is you are playing the main character, which you don't get to do in party play, right?
That's true.
So it like puts you in a completely different mindset, and you get to do like so much different shit that you otherwise couldn't do, which has which makes up for it. I feel like
because they even go out of their way.
Full protagonist, with this character, which was so fun.
That's the thing with the followers, right? Is that they even go out of their way to make sure the followers are like background, like they are the chorus. They do not want them to be taking center stage, except where like they're interacting with you, the hero, so that you can be center stage again. But yeah, it's very much like focus on you and your adventure.
Yeah,
so
it was like so much fun. I do like one, I guess, small critique. I guess it makes like sense that they decided to do that. Is that like this adventure was like so closely based on the encounter with Grendel, right, in Beowulf? So like I do hope it's like gonna be a bit more out there, where like can less predict
yes oh for sure
with like future adventures.
It's not going to involve, for example, like in Tren's adventure, which I can't sadly bring you through because Tren's character was already doing it. So but that one is one where you have these 3 ogre brothers, and they took over for these 3 other human kings, and so you have to figure out how to deal with the 3 ogres, and like that doesn't necessarily mean you have to kill them, but you have to face. So that's like very different, and not that's as much diplomacy as it is fighting. That really has nothing to do with this. Yeah, this very much is in the mold of, like an introductory, let's get you sort of situated type of thing. And then after that, like in my Trials of the Twin Seas book back there, we have other adventures that I would probably bring whoever makes it, Runesild or the sequel, Runesild 2.0.
It's gonna be her identical twin sister who just happens to
Runesild, yes. You didn't realize Runesild. You're just gonna literally give me the same overlay, but you're gonna mirror Runesild. You're just gonna put it on the opposite side, and you're like, wait a minute.
Oh,
Her name is Seldrune. What? Like, it's totally.
Yes.
So chat, but so we ended slightly early, so we have a chance for you to ask if you have any questions you want to ask Tari about her thought process with this character and this adventure. Now's the time to do it. We don't have a lot of time, but we can take a couple of minutes if you want to do that.
Probably look at the stream for that, shouldn't I?
If you have any such questions, chat. I don't mean to put you all on the spot. Too much. I mean a little bit. Tari, what's your motivation?
My motivation? Oh, God. Yeah. I don't know. Just having fun, I guess. I guess like with this campaign specifically, as I said, like that I get to do shit here that I don't get to do in other games. Go like full main character. So yeah, I guess that is it. Also, like I really wanted to make sure that this is like actually entertaining to watch, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I'm trying to make sure that Runesild is like a very active and outgoing character, right?
Yes.
So
which I appreciate.
Nothing worse in a game than when the character happens to just not be into what's happening around them. That's just the killer of every game, right?
That's true. Yes, that's true. Well, Prince Justin says, want to thank the both of us for entertaining gameplay. So so that's good. And yes, and good interaction, by the way, I should say. That's very true. Chat was actually hugely important on this one because of the inspirations. Like Wispy, that inspiration, which was just as epic as we were getting it spelled properly. getting that done right was slow. She almost got to play Whack-A-Sword with Whack-A-Mole. Yeah, the whole thing, I was like, literally in my mind, I'm like, look, I'm about the rule of cool, but you're really going to hammer this in with your head? And then I was like, well,
yes.
Yeah, I was like, I mean...
This is like all flavor stuff, right? So long as it like...
Yeah, but it's not anime, though. All just being like, you know...
Why can't it be?
Okay,
Have you been watching Vinland Saga on Netflix?
I have not.
Okay, so it's basically an anime about Vikings. So, right?
Oh, okay, so like, that's what this basically...
It's everything what the description implies. It's awesome.
I hear that.
Well, I mean, like... It's... You have like all these ridiculous fights. It works. It fits. Let me have that. You can't have a cartoonist here and not have crazy cartoon shit happening, okay? Be happy that my character doesn't have hammer space, okay? Because it might as well just...
That would be the next thing.
Speaks in Grawlix.
Echo, I wanted to say thank you for the tier 2 sub. ArvCon 2024 inspiration for Talisman check. Yes, and we have one more channel points inspiration. Triffid has gotten one of them. We have one more channel points inspiration that people can use as well. And then after that, it's all the paid stuff. So anyone who is paid, which reminds me that I want to add an inspiration to Undeveloped
Why do I look so pink?
And Triffid. What's that?
I'm looking very pink on camera.
Oh, well, it's not your standard one. Yeah, no, I got the Undeveloped Bruce and Wholesome Horror Gaming. I'll add those later. I'm just adding Triffid to that mix because Triffid redeemed a channel points thing. So, but yes. So that would be the motivation. You have 2 days until you have channel points for inspiration. All right, well, there's one remaining for this month. So if no one picks it up, then you might be able to get it on Thursday, Wispy. It's quite possible. So that is a good question, though, I guess, which is the motivation. And that, as you say, being the main character is the big thing. Anything stand out to you about the setting here? About because I know, obviously, that this is Beowulf is definitely one part of your jam. Does it sort of deliver the feel, the vibe, I guess?
Oh, very. My God. Yeah, this is like totally... I'm huge on like old sagas, like I mentioned many times before, and I can never shut up about them. Like every time something comes up, and I go, "Hey, boyfriend's name," this is just like in the Nibelungen song. And then she's like, yeah, I don't care.
Yes, you're right.
I don't know. Like, it's just like in this saga. It's just like this and that. It's a reference here and blah. So I can be a bit special interest about that. So because like sagas were my big introduction to
Right.
fantasy as a broader subject and
Right.
spectrum, right? When we read the Nibelungen saga back in 6th grade or something. Which, by the way, is not a standard thing in Germany. That's just
I
like
was
my
going to
home
say, I'm
region
like,
specifically.
wow.
No, that's not a standard thing. No. That's like specific because I am from one of the areas where the saga takes place.
Oh, okay.
Like, it takes place in a lot of spots, like
Mhm.
all across Europe, basically. But I'm from one of the spots, or close to one of the spots, specifically where the dragon lived.
Okay.
That's like in my home area. It's like funny. I at one point read a description where it like basically said like the Nibelungen song is basically a medieval travel guide for Europe because it like has this, because you can like track on a map where everything goes and why it goes that way and stuff like that. Except for the mention of Iceland, because when the story was originally written, Iceland wasn't discovered yet, so it's not exactly clear how that happened. And there's like a bunch of theories that it's like, oh, it's like some kind of island in the North Sea, but it's not Iceland.
It's not actually Iceland.
Yeah.
It reminds me, by the way, that they have a new thing, and maybe this is just new to me, but on YouTube, taking a bunch of things, and one of them does it through like AC Valhalla, where they clear out a bunch of the map, and then they just walk from one city. Like, it's this mindfulness thing. They walk from the city 3.5+ hours or whatever across the map to get to this other spot. So they did it in Elden Ring, but they also did it in AC Valhalla. And like, so like looking at all of the I mean, I obviously I have not watched all 3 hours of, but it kind of little busier than that. But I mean, I think it's an interesting idea, and it reminded me of the sort of scope and the scale. And again, this is the thing that Tolkien picked up on, right? Journeying, like the travel, the actual travel, which is the thing that we're like, let's get past the travel so we can get to the place we want to go to. But like the journey literally was a part of the destination for these people because it took so damn long. So, that's a big component of it. So
what you mentioned, like just about like Elden Ring and Assassin's Creed, that reminds me of a video I watched about Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Where some guy refused to use fast travel in the game and instead got everywhere on foot or on horse, and that like massively affected the game feel and everything. And just like, God, I wish I would have thought of that when I played that game first. Because that sounds like such a.
Well, I know people do that in Skyrim.
Way.
I know that in Skyrim,
but, like,
some people don't do fast travel at all.
That.
Yeah.
Because like, I have the mechanic. Why don't I use it, right? I guess like if we are on the topic of Elder Scrolls already, like back in Morrowind, you didn't have fast travel, right? You had to use
yes.
And you had to go there. You had to use the fucking flying spell you got from the Wizard of Falls from the sky, or you had to use I don't actually know what they're called in English. I only played the game in German. The large bug things.
Oh yeah, the Sand Striders or the Silt Striders, I think they're called.
Silt Striders, is that the English name?
I think that's right. Yeah, those things were wild. Yeah, Silt Striders, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like just the idea that you can just teleport around willy-nilly, that's like such a video game
thing. It is such a video
right?
gamey thing. And it's like, and it's interesting you say that, because one of the things that I get frustrated with, I always think that it's important to give people more choice. And one of my pet peeves when they're like, this is against the developer's vision, which is a bunch of nonsense. The reason that they don't want the developer to do it is because they know then they'll use it, right? So they can all be like, it's not the vision of the developer. But basically they're like, if you put this in, I will use it because I also find this just as frustrating as anybody else does, right? But, having said that, the scale of something is easier to convey when you have to walk across the whole map to get there. Like, imagine what it would be like playing the original Legend of Zelda. If you could just, there is a version of this which is using the flute so that you can warp from one place to another. But when that happens, it's much later in the game, right?
Yeah.
And so it changes the feel of the game. Similar situation with Final Fantasy. My God, when I got the airship in Final Fantasy, right? Final Fantasy even 1. And I didn't have to worry about random battles every 3 seconds. It was amazing, but it was amazing because it didn't happen until like halfway through the game. But if at the very beginning it's just like zip, 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 fast travel, press the button. This is one of the problems I think Starfield has. It's a world that seems big, but it doesn't want you to check that it's big. And so it's constantly having you fast travel from place to place, and that changes scope, scale, and that feeling of, travel, of movement, that you're actually going somewhere. So
I guess that like it's an argument that comes up relatively often these days when people talk about like the length of a game, right? That like a lot of people are like, I don't care how long my game is, I don't care how difficult, I just want to play like for 1 hour when I get off work and then go to bed, basically.
Yeah.
But like you can like have both versions in the same game where it's like, okay, if you want like a really slow meandering experience where you can like really get into it, like fully immerse yourself, and you can just ignore, like you can like change the game so simply by just ignoring these kind of gameplay features like fast travel and stuff like that, to like expand the game in a way that might better suit you, right?
Yes. And actually the thing that you say that I think is really important there, in Skyrim, the way that they get, so you don't have to do fast travel, as we know, but the thing that's really interesting there is, because there's so much in Skyrim, when you don't fast travel, you're encouraged to do it because you just find cool stuff, right? Like you're going along and all of a sudden there's this random house and there's this like guy lying, there's a body in a cart outside the house. And then you're like, what is this? And then you're in there, and then all of a sudden you're like off to the races doing this thing, which you would never have found if it was just fast travel from place to place. So the answer is not, don't give people fast travel and just tell them you just walk across the landscape. It's to do that maybe, but then make it so that while they're walking across the landscape, all this interesting stuff happens. Like there's all this stuff to do. I used to have for a long time, the backdrop of my computer, like my wallpaper, was this guy standing on one end of this like top of this mountain, this snow-covered mountain, looking across the map of Skyrim basically, and below you see like the dungeons, right, where the Draugrs are, and like you can see like the hills, you can see the standing stones, you can see towns and cities, and it's just this like possibility, like this realm of possibility. That's a super cool feeling, but it's only cool because there is stuff to do in between that you don't see at the very beginning. It doesn't show you, oh, like here's a spot and here's a spot and here's a spot. If you find it, it's like, oh, this is what the spot was, and it marks it on your map. But you wouldn't see it if you just fast travel past it. So
yeah, also, but it's like less about like intention behind what the developers have, but like more about that as players we have more control over the gameplay that we often feel like we do.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Right? And like, I'm not just talking about, oh, you can mod the shit out of your game. No, it's more like choosing and to use or not use certain mechanics, right? It's like again, Zelda, this time Tears of the Kingdom, right? Where you have like the entire game is like built around the concept of giving the player the creativity to approach problems how they want to, right? Where it's like you are rewarded in this game for futzing around and breaking the game constantly, like abusing certain game mechanics, and the game wants you to do that, which is like such an interesting way to approach it.
That's what Effect Life says in chat, which is quite right, which is you give the players, you provide it, but then you give players the incentive not to use it. Right. So you give them the option, and then it's like, I can't because my kid's crying and I have to do XYZ. So you like fast travel, save, and you're done. Right. But if you give them the incentive not to use it, so that given more time, or your kid is away at summer camp for a few days and you have time to yourself, then maybe that's a time that you do want to be able to explore all of it. So I think Effect Life's got it totally right. It's and I think what you say is quite right, Tari. If you give players the incentive not to use it, but still provide it and give them the option, that's probably the sweet spot.
I think it's like a part of like how much we are used to hand-holding in games these days, right?
Yeah. Big blinking symbols and everything, and
which is like also very valuable to have because a lot of players need that.
Sure.
Depending on the type of game, you absolutely need that.
Sure.
But like it's like just like taking a mental step back and like looking at the possibilities, I
Yeah.
guess.
And the better the world is, I mean, this is my world building author side talking, but the better the world is, the more interesting the world is, the more richness and complexity there is, the better it is. I think the more likely it is that they will want to do that exploration and they will want to actually engage in this stuff. So it's that's why the value of world building and writing an interesting story with multiple threads that are sort of things that allow you to kind of jump in and out of it is really useful. So yeah, but again, that thought of like, if any of you in chat are like this, opening up a book for the first time, like an epic fantasy, and seeing a map at the front of the book, right? And wondering, where are we going to go in this map? What are we going to see? What countries are we going to hear about? What political intrigue is going to happen and all that? Like, what characters are we going to find out about that we'll come to love or hate? That first moment of sort of looking at the realm of possibility, that's what at their best, I think a lot of these games can do well if they think about it that way and don't think about it either as like, I am the hardcore, this is what I actually believe, and you must play in this one certain way. Or alternatively, like you say, let me just handhold you through everything,
Yeah.
So, right. Yeah.
Oh,
Effect
this
life.
like
That's
whole
true, too.
concept that like, oh, you have to play this game one way or you're
Yeah,
playing it
that's
wrong.
obnoxious.
No,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking back to like the whole social media bullshit that's had been happening around Animal Crossing, New Horizons, where it's like, no, you can't change the in-game clock. That's cheating.
Yeah.
Time travel is cheating. I have been banned from multiple server, like trading server, item trading servers, right? Because I like mentioned or like didn't condemn the concept of time traveling in that game. It's like, no, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah, like I
Leave
just
me alone.
so much because like again, especially in the case of something where this isn't MMORPG, right? It's not a multiplayer game you have to balance. Why does my single game experience that involves me doing something a certain way have anything to do with someone else's experience? And I'm not going to go down this road except to say this. In a much more important capacity, this is the same stupid argument that was used against gay marriage. And my argument was, what on earth does it do to me, a heterosexual male in a heterosexual marriage, that someone else gets to get married? Like, why does that matter? But that's the same exact feeling, the feeling that like, I can't stand the thought, apparently, that someone else is playing their game differently. Why? Like, play it how you want. Who cares? My God, it's just so. But the developers' desires and watering down well, who cares? Play the game you want to, man. Play it blindfold. Play it,
You know how I play like the old Baldur's Gate games when I replay them? Like, I constantly cheat. I just like, there's this button combination that you can do. I think it's Control Y, where you can just instantly kill an enemy with. And I just fast forward through all the battles that just bore me.
How dare you? How could you
do
possibly?
That constantly because I'm like, no, I'm here for the story. I just want to read the dialogues and like maybe have some characters.
Which is fine. Like, that's your single player game.
I'm not here for the combat.
Yeah. I'll even take that a step further. How many? Tell me if you do this. How many times did you roll multiple times starting stats until you get an 1800 on something? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just roll stats once,
I don't
right?
go for the 1800. I go for like a minimum of like 90 something.
Fine.
Like overall stats.
That's fine. But the point being, like, you re-roll.
Like over 90.
Yeah.
Like, I constantly re-roll.
You're not like the hardcore. I'm rolling it once. This is the way to play the game. Otherwise, you're not playing it right. Like, come on, man. Like,
I mean, like, especially with like old games like this, right? Like,
sure.
Especially with Baldur's Gate, right? Because like the game is like balanced like shit.
Yeah.
The game is so unfair at times. It's like just frustrating sometimes. Play a mage at level 1. No. Do you have? It's a mistake.
That's what playing a mage at
like,
early edition D&D was like too, by the way.
Yeah, right. It's like the authentic
magic missile.
experience,
Now I go and throw darts at people for 2 levels.
Yeah,
like. Yeah.
Oh no, I got like killed by a fucking squirrel. No, squirrels don't attack you, but like,
the Jack Vancian squirrel, the system of spells following squirrel death. No. It's just, like basically it comes down to let people enjoy things and let people play the way they want to play. And as Effect Life said, provide them if you want to have the developer vision, provide them the option, but give them incentive not to use it. And if you combine those things together, everyone's happy. One
except
hit
for the haters on Twitter.
Well, the haters, yeah, but those people, listen. Those people are never on. Okay, so we will have more Beowulf next month, chat, and we're going to be. In fact, I'm going to give you all a sneak peek because I love you all. All right.
What's it got there?
I'm going to give you a sneak peek on which one we shall do next, and I want to make sure that I got this right. Okay, good. So whether or not Runesild survives, we will find out next time, and Tara and I are going to talk about this a little bit offline too. But the adventure...
offline is going to be difficult, considering that we are on different continents.
I mean, sorry. I should say off-stream is a better way to put it, yes. Offline. I'm going to send you a letter, okay? A regular snail mail letter.
I will expect a pigeon.
A pigeon. Smoke signals. I will send you smoke signals, which I'm sure will work all the way across in the Netherlands. Of course. But the name of this adventure is Horror at Harrogate. So, Horror at Harrogate, I think, is going to be the one that we're going to do.
Sounds horrible.
And, well, what I will tell you is, here's the thing that I think is going to be useful, though, here, is that this encourages you to think about the nature of heroism and heroes.
You can change the nature of a man.
See? So we will see. Regardless, by the way, if it turns out that it's not Runesild, I am going to highly encourage, by which I insist, that this also be an active character, because that is very helpful, especially in a duet system.
No, that's like my whole thing. I only play active characters.
Yeah, like not like
seen
not sort of
like the worst game I ever had. The worst fucking game was when it was what were we playing? The Dark Eye.
Okay. Yep.
It's the English name. It's a German system.
Yep. I've never played in that system, but I know it.
Yeah, you haven't missed anything. I hate that system.
Okay.
It's garbage. No, it has its fans for good reasons, but it's not for me. Okay. Let's put it that way. Except for if you like it, then you're a bad person. No.
Okay, fine. Play the game your own way, but not this way, because that game's crap, and you should not play that.
We are just a little hypocritical here. No. Basically, what happened is that my fellow players, all were very much needed handholding from the game master.
Okay.
And also their characters weren't super well thought out, laid out.
Okay.
Basically, where they had clear motivations and what had them going and stuff like that.
Okay.
Which is happens all the time, right? Perfectly fine.
Sure.
But what happened is that my character got thrown in prison for some reason. She got kidnapped and thrown in prison, blah, blah, blah. And what was supposed to happen is that the other remaining characters go break her out of prison. Wait, that wasn't the Dark Eye. That was Arcane Codex, a different German game.
Okay.
That nobody ever heard of. I don't think it was even ever translated to English. I don't know. But basically what happened, my character got locked up, and the other players were not able the entire fucking session to get anywhere near the prison, because they were just what do we do? What can we do? What are we supposed to do? And the entire session, I was sitting there, not allowed to do anything. A single thing. I didn't get to break out or attempt to break out even. It was just no, you're locked up. The other guys are supposed to save you. It's
that is not good setup. That is not a good design.
That went wrong on so many levels. So yeah, that was one of the inciting incidents where I noticed, no, you need characters who want to be there and interact with shit, and who have some, and even if you don't make any logical decisions, who just make a decision, right?
Yeah.
Where it's okay, this might kill my character. Fuck it, then I'm gonna roll up a new one.
Yeah, exactly. Because obviously, you want a situation where you don't necessarily want to, behave in every respect recklessly, but it's 100% true that I would rather have a reckless character that is moving the boulder up and then down the hill, there's that is moving somewhere, that there's some dynamic movement, than having someone who's just like, well, never mind. Like, think about how Beowulf, the original tale, grinds to a halt. If Beowulf isn't like, I'm going to dive into these, like, here's the practical way to do Beowulf. You finish with Grendel, you're like, thanks. They're like, oh, Grendel's mother took my, old advisor. Be like, okay, hope that works out for you. I'm going home. I'm not going to dive down in a lake 7 hours in my armor so I can go battle this person who's apparently worse than Grendel. And like, I'm not going to do that, but that's not a hero. Lorelei, for example, is a hero. Right? I mean,
no,
Beowulf
she murdered a bird today.
What? Lorelei?
Yeah.
You murdered
I found a half-eaten bird there on the floor.
Oh, no.
This noon. Oh, so that happens sometimes.
Darn it, Lorelei.
Yeah, murder cat. At least she didn't, she could have at least finished it instead of just eating its butt.
She's a birderer.
No.
Jeez,
birderer,
Geister. Hardcore birderer. Anyway, I completely forgot what I was talking about.
Active characters.
Oh, yeah.
Boulders.
So, like, I would much rather have a character that sort of pushes the envelope and moves things and does things, because I was talking about Beowulf. So, and that's what I mean. Beowulf is an active character. That's what creates this sort of dynamic movement. That doesn't mean stupidity, but it means not just passivity, not just like.
Well, he is a bit stupid sometimes. Let's be
Oh, yeah. Sure he is.
It, right?
He's certainly stupid at the end when
Also,
he decides he's going to battle it on himself.
Stupid characters is so much fun. Like, people, that's like the big thing, at least when I started on, right?
As long as they don't override the other characters, which is why a duet system, if you're going to do it, it makes sense to do it in this context, right? So.
But I know that the gaming sphere has changed a lot since I started out. The whole new generation of players now have completely different vision of what can be done and can't be done. But when I started out, there was this whole idea, oh no, you have to play a full novel kind of book type of hero, right? It's oh, you must be your Aragons and your Legolases and your whatnots, your Elric of Melnibones. No, play a fucking dumbass. People need to play more stupid characters. It's so much more fun.
And that's the advantage of role play, right? Is that you get to play all these different. I mean, since I've been playing with you, you have had a dwarven nomadic wanderer. You have had an old sort of grandma herbalist, right? And then you've had a young, reckless, somewhat foolish, but heart in the right place, in Runesild. Very different kinds of characters from each other, but playing out different aspects of personality. So I totally agree. Having an opportunity to do more of this stuff. So no, it's all about min-maxing. No, this is what I'm saying. That's the thing. That's the beauty of it, is that you can get a great amount of value out of the story concept. Actually, shameless plug, on Gen GM's, our video that we just released, the short that we just released, that is our biggest, most successful short so far, was talking about close hits in dungeon mastering. As a dungeon master, how do you address close hits, 17 versus 18 AC, whatever, and how do you describe it? And it was striking to me in all the comments that there are some people who have extremely mechanical ways to explain something narratively. So a miss is a miss, right? If you don't hit, you don't hit in D&D. But they were it was dexterity plus shield. If they get less than this, then it means the person dodged. But if they got more than this, then it means it crunched into the shield. And if they got more than that, now that is not necessarily I wouldn't put it into a mechanical term like that, but I would absolutely look at the creature you're fighting, which is what I said about this big monster. Not it agilely dodges out of the way like it's a ninja, but that it's this big thing with blubbery skin that doesn't, the weapon doesn't damage it until you started using the Serpent's Cross. So I definitely do that. But my point there is just there's so much variety, even in terms of how many mechanics people want to bring to bear on how they describe something narratively. And I think that's interesting, even if myself, I would lean more towards the narrative side of that than the mechanical side. But it is interesting. Yeah, exactly. Glancing blow, crushing blow. Exactly. I think that's interesting, even I think it's good to have that discussion because it gives you an opportunity to really have a big tent and bring people who are mechanically interested and give them some narrative to play with, and then bring people who are narratively interested and give them a bit of mechanical crunch to work with. I think that can be really useful as long, again, because you're not telling people how to play their game. You're giving them options. So
meanwhile, my approach is, what would be the funniest or coolest thing to happen?
Also
right now?
fine. Also
like
very fine.
headbutting a fucking sword into somebody's back.
I kept being like, wait, like what is it even? Oh
she
man.
was like hanging on the back of that guy.
No,
right?
I get
and
that.
Like the sword sticking out.
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
it's like this. How do you like what it? I don't. Like it doesn't
Listen,
even have
I read
enough...
a lot of shonen manga in my life, okay?
See, I told you this is anime manga stuff. That's what I told you. Oh my god. Anyway,
just like one of my Japanese animes, okay? Another Metal Gear quote.
That's right. That's right. And you're right. That Emily, that is funny actually. Now that I think of it, because everyone is like, "Oh, it was great." They refused to take on board the fact that you're like, "No, I'm playing this." I mean, they weren't denying what you were saying. It was just funny because they were like, "Oh, this is..." Anyway, it was good stuff. All right, we do need to wrap up though because I've got to get ready for another campaign here with Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So I'm going to wrap now. I'm going to take it down with the stipe and the make. Gonna make it now before I hit the break. Gonna ask you about your character now. Gonna make it how, and I don't know how. Okay, anyway. Tari, it was great as always. I don't have to ask you where the lovely folks will see you next.
Always. Today was much like ultra awesome. Like,
oh well, no, but yeah, but it's okay. I'm glad, but it's always awesome though. Just to be clear with you.
Yeah, no, it is. But like today was like
ultra
cherry
awesome.
On top.
Next week, you and I are going to be back doing, it'll be the Tuesday after ArvCon, so I will be very tired, but it'll be perfect because we're doing our fighting fantasy game book with Slaves of the Abyss. So we're going to get a chance to have you drawing some stuff while I'm just like, okay, chat, what do you want to do this? Okay. All right. That's how that's going to work out. So it's going to be good times. Yes. So I already know how you felt about today's session, so I will simply ask, where can people find you online in the meantime? Although hopefully I'll see you hanging around the chat this weekend if you can. But yeah, before next Tuesday, where will folks catch you on or offline, etc.?
Either on Tumblr, on Blue Sky, or on Instagram at TariToons. Same name on everywhere. I post my art there. Has been just Metal Gear lately. Yay!
Metal Gear art.
God,
it's gonna be
game,
good. It's the franchise.
The worst part is, like, right after the stream, I'm going to turn off my PC, I'm going to go downstairs, grab my tablet, and continue reading the fanfic that I've been reading today.
Listen, it's fine. It's accessing
I'm not doing
a different
anything else these days. I'm just reading and drawing and playing Metal Gear.
And gardening.
Yes, but do you know how I spend my breaks while gardening? Reading that Metal Gear fanfic.
I was thinking you were stealthing up on the seeds and then ring.
No.
Okay.
That's stealthing up on the bugs.
Thank you for editing that, Triffid. Yeah, it sounds like a dream. There you go, Big Boss. What could be better?
Yes, of course. Big Boss understands.
Big Boss gets it.
Thank you, boss.
Tari, this was great stuff as always. I will thank you so much. Good work today. Chat, can we get some love for TariToons? And Tari, I'll see you back here for some Slaves of the Abyss awesomeness next week. Bye for now.
Thank you very much for having me. Bye-bye.
Good stuff. All righty. So excellent. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I was very curious to see how she was going to do it. I didn't know if it was going to be a matter of pulling pillars down, if she was going to drive the creature out of the place. It's interesting because mechanically the way that works is that once the Serpent's Cross has been, as long as the Serpent's Cross is within a certain distance of that thing, then it gains the defeatable condition. And the defeatable condition is what allows it to actually be defeated, to actually have damage done. Excuse me. And once a certain amount of damage was inflicted, then it books it because it's like, I'm out. Like, I don't want to take this. So when she rammed the cross down its throat, I'm like, it is going to practically lose its mind, and it's going to run everywhere it possibly can. and then it ran out of the thing into the bright light where it just melts. But it wasn't going to take the pain that it had, while it was in there. So pulling the pillars down. Yeah, that was another thing. If she had pulled the pillars down and the cave collapsed, that also would have been something I could have seen. Slap that baby on its eye. Yeah. Well, that was the thing too, is like the riding on its back thing, because it was, again, that was the thing that made sense, like narratively, and made sense in terms of what the creature did. She jumps up, it catches it, turns around in the back, right? So it kind of made sense, but the cross throat jamming seemed to work out okay. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with whether Runesild made it or not. It is not a guarantee that she is alive. I'm not just doing that to be like, ooh, tension. Like, she may not be alive, in which case we will see. But the campaign is alive with more horror at Harrogate, which we will do after we do our little in-between session. We probably would do an in-between session to sort of explain what happened to the followers afterwards, and we'll have to talk about that. But regardless, thank you for the follow, Airstyle One. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome. But I am going to be over on GOG's Twitch channel here in about 40 minutes. Let me just confirm that everything is okay on this score, by the way. Because I always want to make sure that I don't assume and then all of a sudden it's like 3 people get sick or something. No, everyone is fine. That is great. So I am going to be back on that channel at 4:15 p.m. Eastern as we continue with our D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh campaign. Now, why do you want to go see that? Well, 2 reasons. Number 1, it's a really great, awesome campaign. Classic D&D coastal campaign. As we pick things up, they are exploring this ghost ship that shouldn't be a ghost ship, but is. So there's a lot going on there. But also this particular crew is something you're going to want to check out, because during ArvCon, which is my charity event con, remember, going on this weekend to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation, on Saturday we will have the finale of the Talisman Adventures campaign, in which many of these people play. But all of the people I play with over on GOG in my tabletop role-playing game sessions, so that is Darksaber 2K, that's Pyron Jade, that's Wholesome Horror Gaming, that is Inanda, that is Undeveloped Bruce, and that's also Fleos, who's a regular guest star in Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Those 6 people will be here for a major announcement during ArvCon, during the Talisman finale. So you'll get a chance to see the Talisman Adventures finale, and then you will get on top of that to be able to see a epic announcement. And I mean, it's a big announcement about stuff happening with that group. It does tie into this channel. It ties into me personally. So there's a lot of stuff that you will want this for. It's going to be cool. You will not want to miss it. So, so you should, not that we're going to tell you anything early, but you can go there and be like, oh, this is what this cool crew is like. It is definitely worth your while, though, to check it out. I am not overstating that. I'm very excited. We have a finale, we have a series finale, we have a series premiere, and we have a major announcement, plus music, plus giveaways, plus interview with scientists, plus massive tabletop play, from Community D&D to Expedition for the Mysterious Peaks to Eberron Oracle of War to Star Wars One Shot with Damon Runyon scientists. We've got all of the things. Anything you could want is going to be over there. So I am excited. It's going to be great. So if you like what you saw and heard today, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube. And if you were following me over on YouTube, I may have missed a chat. It looks like I did not. Okay, good. Since there, because my chat was buried on the one monitor. But I am streaming live over there on YouTube now. I also have a bunch of YouTube shorts. So please do subscribe to me over on my YouTube channel. And please do consider as well, if you like this discussion that I just had with Tari, you should check out a place where I do a lot more discussions like that. And that is over on my Gen GM's channel, which is the show that Zach Clay and I co-host. That you can also find. So those 2 places, definitely subscribe to those. Check out our shorts. Please spread the word about those. Spread the word about TikTok as well. In fact, if any of you have a TikTok account, let me just put something up here quickly. If you have a TikTok account, and I imagine most of you don't, but for those of you who do, it would be lovely if you headed here. If you were to head there and to follow my account there, I will follow you back. and to like and spread the word about those TikTok videos. Again, TikTok to me is supplemental to the YouTube Shorts thing because I just have more invested in the infrastructure and the kind of in the ecosystem of YouTube. But having said that, I'm not dumb. I know what the numbers are, and I would like to see more people come in. And I know that the shorts have been doing really good numbers for my channel and also huge numbers for Gen GMs. So please do go over there and check out the TikTok there if you do have a TikTok account. If not, ignore this and just, do the YouTube thing, and that's lovely. So yes, exclamation point ArvTube for my YouTube channel. Discord is exclamation point ArvCord. You can join us with the Arvanauts hanging out in between streams. Twitter is exclamation point ArvTweets. Blue Sky, exclamation point ArvSky. Definitely follow me at one or both of those. Website for this, arvaneleron.com. Financially, exclamation point ArvShop. That's the merchandise area. You can get a lot of stuff related to campaigns that we run on the channel. Cool swag for you and cool swag as well to support the channel. Exclamation point ArvTrayon. That's that Patreon right there, which is really the financial backbone of the channel. If you want an epic poem written about you, if you want an epic character background written for you, if you want even a critique of your writing, if you want inspirations to help our players, God knows we needed them today, right? And you're going to need them presumably over the course of the weekend, then please support the Patreon with exclamation point ArvTrayon. Also, subbing to the channel is really appreciated. You can sub to the channel as well. And if you sub at a high enough tier, which is tier 2, then you will also get those inspirations to help people. Plus, you get access to a bunch of emotes and things like that. That would be lovely. Thank you, Effect Life. Yeah, I really am hoping that people will spread the word about ArvCon. Our goal is $5,000. I think we can hit that. We've done more than that in the past, so I think we can hit that number, but I definitely am going to need everybody to be able to help and spread the word. If you're able to donate and give, then I very much appreciate that and I'm grateful for it. Please do if you can, but if you're not in a position to do that, absolutely zero judgment. That's not a problem. But then what I would appreciate is if you could at least be here, if you're able to be in chat, to be participating, to be part of the mix, and to be spreading the word to other people that I don't necessarily reach, right? Places that I can't really get to. Places that are close by, right? Those are things which would really, really make a difference. And so that I think would be really helpful to be able to do that, stuff. So please do think about that if you can, because spreading the word about this would be usually helpful. Also, I have a page that Triffid knows about now for the Tiltify page, but it's not live yet, so I'm not posting it here. That will go live on Friday morning, and then we will have the campaign going from there. I would love for us to beat this the $5,000 level. I even thought about I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I have to run something by a couple of players. I just thought of a really fun incentive that would also be cool, but I don't want to do that until we get there. So, but regardless, it is all to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. That's awesome, Effect Life. Thank you. Any kind of stuff like that can really help. And again, I want to say that, in a way, you look at it and you go, we've raised over $30,000 in the past 9 years, and that's a lot of money in one sense. In another sense, you're like, it's just a drop in the bucket. It's millions of dollars that we need to contribute to this. But that's not the point. It's the ripple effect. It's the fact that the organization, we are on their radar screen in a big way, that their PR director is always looking forward to this event, that she gets scientists. I haven't mentioned this yet, but 2 of the Damon Runyon scientists played with us 2 or 3 years ago and wanted to come back and play again. That has a really profound ripple effect on our community, on the community of the people who do this cancer research. And it's the kind of thing that is exactly the right feel that you want for supporting it, not just in the matter of millions, but in the matter of thousands or even hundreds or tens. So that really is cool. And I would love for us to be able to beat that goal and to be able to go higher. But it's not just about the money. It's about what it says about us as a community that we can come together in this way. So I am very excited for that. Right. So subbing, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Publishing, exclamation point Icarus, that's my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Exclamation point Library is my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library. 5e Adventure and Sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. Thank you very much, Triffin. I'm sorry that's a pain. Yeah, a separate TikTok command is okay. Eventually, I'll be able to adjust the all things command, probably. It's too bad that they don't have a slightly bigger, character limit. That would be helpful. Anyway, so if you like what you've seen from DMing, if you like my DMing skills or style, if they click with you, then you might want to check out the stuff that I've written, like my 5e adventure and source book from Alligator Alley Entertainment called Tales and Tomes in the Forbidden Library. You can check that out with exclamation point library. And then we get to Greyshade, exclamation point Greyshade. That is my Grey Assassin trilogy. The first 2 books in that series, Greyshade and Renegade, have already come out from Athos Arts. And those are available at that link. So if you type that in, you can go get those right now from Athos Arts. You can also get the audiobook of Greyshade from our very own Trent Sparks. And you can get that as well at that very link. And then you can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade being done by Brandon O'Brien and by Alligator Alley Entertainment. That'll be out late in the year. Thank you so much, Triffid, for that. Thank you. And then also Heretic, the final book in the Grey Assassin trilogy, coming out in the summer of this year. So you can pre-order both of those. And as the command says, exclamation point pre-order says, let me see, does it? Yeah. Pre-orders are love, pre-orders are life. So says Prince Justin. That's our second newest command behind Arv Talk. Thank you very much, Triffid, for that. So yeah. Yes, so definitely do those pre-orders. And last but certainly not least, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And exclamation point Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we'll do so for others in this situation in the future. I found out yesterday during my impromptu Monday stream, which I really enjoyed, by the way. Thank you for everyone who came out for that. It was a lot of fun. But I learned yesterday during that stream that one of my viewers in here is actually living in Kharkiv in Ukraine. They don't have to identify themselves if they don't want to, but and I was just like very moved by that. I have obviously viewers from all around the world, which is very lucky to be in that situation. And I know everyone deals with difficult situations in all kinds of ways. But that was just something, given the sort of Ukrainian connection with a lot of what Athos has done. Athos, one of my major publishers, obviously. And then the fact that I have been supporting the Ukrainian cause in some way or another for some time, really since the war began, back a couple of years ago now. Hard to believe. That is really important. That I do. I feel obligated in some way to be part of that mix, even in a very small way. And so I found that out yesterday, and I was like, wow, that's very cool that someone is here as a part of that. So Ukraine, to find out more information, and definitely click on that link as well because of some special announcements regarding newly translated or to be translated Ukrainian into English books as part of a Translate Ukrainian program. And Athos is publishing one of those books. So very, very cool stuff. Okay, that is going to do it for me, though, folks, here, but not overall. I will be over on GOGcom's Twitch channel in about 40 minutes or so. I want to thank my wonderful mods, Emily the Invincible, Hilnus, Triffity Mats, the best mods in the business. Thank you, thank you. I want to thank as well my wonderful Patreon supporters and subscribers. Thank you to... I thought I switched. That is just because it hasn't picked it up from the website, Triffid, because I changed it in Google Calendar. So the website is just slow in scraping it. It'll pick it up. But it is in the Google Calendar. I fixed it. I wish the website was a little faster in updating, but yeah, basically it'll get there eventually. But so thank you to my wonderful Patreon supporters and subscribers, Emily, Hilnus, Triffid, Effect Life, and Wispy Song. And thank you to my wonderful viewers. Thank you to Big Boss, to Darth Sisu. Thank you to Flamerion. Thank you to Geister. Thank you to Imaginary Exponent. Okay, we'll do Effect Life. Thank you to Jagtress. Thank you to Live Suing. Again, great job on those shorts live. Thank you to Mar. Good to see you again, Mar. Thank you to Mr. Jonas. Thank you to, Scorpy. Thank you to Tama Shisaka, T-Bank, and the Sparkly Wallflower. Thank you, everybody, for being awesome. I'll see you over on GOG's Twitch channel in, like I say, just about 40 minutes or so for some D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Until then, everyone, please be good to each other, and bye for now. Then on the strand, with steeds and treasure and armor, their roomy and ring-dight ship was heavily laden. High its mast rose over Hrothgar's hoarded gems. A sword to the boat guard Beowulf gave, mounted with gold. On the mead bench, since he was better esteemed, that blade possessing heirloom old. Their ocean keel boarding, they drove through the deep, and Daneland left. A sea-cloth was set, a sail with ropes firm to the mast, the flood timbers moaned. Nor did wind over billows that wave swimmer blow across from her course. The craft sped on, foam-necked it floated forth o'er the waves, keel firm-bound over briny currents, till they got them sight of the Geatish cliffs' home-known headlands. High the boat, stirred by winds, on the strand updrove. Helpful at haven the harbour guard stood, who long already for loved companions by the water had waited and watched afar.